It's time for Wolverine football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Wolverine football is also brought to you by the Triangle Bar Grille, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, the law offices of Owen Seaman, Busch Brothers Car Care, the Barber's Inn in Swissvale, LG3 Entertainment, Web Landings, A-Boss Opticians, Matthews Auto Service, and the Zubin Dental Associates. Now it's time for the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show.
A pleasant good evening and welcome to Bethel Park High School in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Adam Gusky and Eric Schuley on the call for you here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Woodland Hills taking on the Bethel Park Blackhawks. We'll be back with more of the pregame show right after this on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com. The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale is a proud sponsor of the Wolverines and has been serving the Woodland Hills community for nearly 3/4 of a century. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous. Plus, the Triangle has a full menu of specialty sandwiches you're gonna love. Call the Triangle at 412-271-9885 to place your order now. Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, with locations in East Pittsburgh and Turtle Creek, is a member of the Hall of Excellence of the National Funeral Directors Association. This reflects the same pursuit of excellence by our Woodland Hills football team, cheerleaders, marching band, students, staff, and faculty. For over 110 years, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home has been honored to serve local families and to be a proud partner of the Woodland Hills communities.
Life has its ups and downs. There are times when you or a loved one needs help. That's why you should know the name LGAR, Health and Rehabilitation Center. Located just minutes from the Monroeville Mall, the LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center has been known by locals for many years, and they excel in reputation, rehabilitation, recuperation, and residential living. The help and answers you need are just a phone call away at 412-825-9000. Also on the web at lgar.org. LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, a name you should know and a name you can trust.
And we welcome you back to Bethel Park High School in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Adam Gusky, Eric Schuley on the call for you here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Good to have you along with us no matter where you're joining us, whether it's on the web or on our television affiliates. Woodland Hills 0-1 on the season. Bethel Park playing their first game of the year. A season ago, Bethel Park was in 6A. They were 8-2 overall, 6-0 within their conference. The last time these two teams met was back in 2015, where Woodland Hills got a victory 40-20 over the Blackhawks in those playoffs. Woodland Hills, since 2003, 8-1 against Bethel Park. Eric.
Yeah, Adam, you got a lot to look forward to in this game, starting conference play. Everybody's excited. Woodland Hills has done a great job against Bethel Park in the past, and hopefully they can continue that.
Just under a minute before kickoff, so we are going to step away one final time, and when we return, we will have the kickoff for you right here on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
It's time for Wolverine football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Wolverine football is also brought to you by the Triangle Bar Grille, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, the law offices of Owen Seaman, Busch Brothers Car Care, the Barber's Inn in Swissvale, LG3 Entertainment, Web Landings, A-Boss Opticians, Matthews Auto Service, and DeZubin Dental Associates. Now it's time for the Woodland Hills Football Network pregame show.
Pre-game coverage wrapping up here in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, as Woodland Hills takes on Bethel Park for the first time since the 2015 playoffs, when the reclassification started and Bethel Park moved to 6A while Woodland Hills moved from Quad A up to 5A. And again, the Blackhawks a season ago were perfect, 6-0 within their conference, 8-2 on the year, and it will be Woodland Hills receiving to begin this game. And Eric Shuley, as we take a look at this football game, a big game for Woodland Hills. Number one, they want to get back on the winning ways after losing to Woodrow Wilson a week ago. And number two, not only is it their first Whitfield game, it's their first conference game.
Yes, absolutely, Adam. And Bethel Park lost a lot from last year. Their quarterback is starting, Anthony Chickett. He is back from last year, but a lot of other pieces are not back, so they're going to have to rebuild just like the Wolverines.
And talking about the Wolverines, some injury issues continue to suffer for the Wolverines, including one of their best linebackers, Caleb Bavard, out with an injury this week after getting the start on both sides of the football a week ago, both at guard and at linebacker.
Yeah, losing a guy like Caleb Bavard is tough, Adam. He's all over the field. He's a hard worker. Hopefully the Wolverines can make up for that. We have Jeremy Thomas back, though, from injury. He's going to be doing a lot at left tackle for the Wolverines.
Well, we're going to send it down to the field now as we're nearly set for kickoff here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. And we are underway in Bethel Park, PA, as the ball will be returned by the Wolverines. And on the return for Woody High, Christopher Jones, and he'll be brought down after basically picking up the football by Jack Evans of the Blackhawks. Bethel Park, they wear their home black uniforms, black jerseys, black pants, black helmets with the white and orange trim. Woodland Hills, all white on the road, white jerseys, white pants, turquoise helmets with the black ears and stripes.
Yeah, Adam, that squib reminds me of a couple years ago, the squib to Art Tompkins. Art Tompkins made that big return for the Wolverines right here in Bethel Park and won that game big for the Wolverines.
So Judson gets the first play from the sideline from head coach Tim Boster. The ball on the right hash. One back set as Judson will step under center. Two receivers to the short side right, one to the far boundary left. Now Judson sends a man in motion in Godleck. Handoff will go to Meredith. He's going to run to the left-hand side. Slides through one tackler, won't get back to the line of scrimmage though, as he's driven back by a host of Blackhawk tacklers, and that'll bring up second down and about a dozen.
Yeah, Adam, nowhere to go for Meredith there. Tried to string it out, but just could not get the edge.
So they're going to say he got back to the 29, not to the 28 as I originally supposed. So it'll be second down and 11 for Woodland Hills with the football at their own 29-yard line. First road game of the year for Woodland Hills. First game of the season for Bethel Park, and our first road broadcast of the season. High backfield behind Judson this time, as he'll look to the near side right, and the pass too high. The intended receiver is Jaden Lucas, and that brings up second down and 11.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how much that was going to get anyway. Defensive back broke on that pretty well, and still was overthrown, so we'll see what Wolverines can do here on an early 3rd and long.
Woodland Hills breaks the huddle. The ball in the left hash now, as the Wolverines will split receivers to either side with a 9 backfield behind the quarterback Judson. Straight drop back. He looks right the whole way, throws to the near side, and the pass intended for Jaden Lucas is incomplete, intended for Michael Bradley, and that brings up 4th down and 11, and the punt unit will have to come on for Woody High.
Yeah, I think just be fortunate there, Adam, that was not picked off, because broke on that ball again very well, did the Blackhawks, and that could have been a pick 6. So Wolverines get out there with now just having to punt, and hopefully the snap will be okay. We know we saw some issues last week.
Woodarick back deep to receive for Bethel Park, while punting for Woodland Hills is the senior Chucky Hanchett. 11 minutes, 1 second to play here in quarter number 1 in Bethel Park. Slow snap, but right in the breadbasket. Hanchett gets it away. It's a low kick, but has enough knuckle to it to roll its way forward and continue to take a Wolverine roll all the way to around the 28-yard line, where it'll be 1st down and 10 for Bethel Park.
Wolverines flip the field there, Adam. Hopefully the defense can step up as they did many times last week for the offense.
Good crowd on hand for Bethel Park as the band continues to pack the bleachers below us and to the left-hand side. Woodland Hills, a decent traveling contingent across the field next to the band. Blackhawks break the huddle with an eye backfield. Quarterback Anthony Chickett steps under center. They'll motion a receiver to the left-hand side, so 2 receivers left as they'll hand off. And the ball carrier coming to the near side has some room. Javon Lewis into open field, finally forced out of bounds by Jay Smith, last week's State Senator Jay Costa player of the game. But a big pickup there for Bethel Park. Takes the ball all the way to the Woodland Hills 45.
Yeah, Adam, he had a lot of room to run over that left side and just took the ball and got over midfield, and a big first play for the Blackhawks.
The official stopped the clock here. I think there's an issue with the clock, and the referee may want to talk upstairs. Well, he talked to the coach on the near side, Jeff Matheny. I'm not sure what the issue was, but it may be some sort of uniform issue, that everybody that had something below their waist needed to be removed, maybe a towel or something like that on the front. So 2 receivers to the right-hand side now for Bethel Park. High backfield for the Blackhawks as Chickett steps under center, and he's going to hand off. This time it's Sarunas, and he'll drive his way forward. And he'll pick up about 4 yards to the 41-yard line.
It's a nice run again for the Blackhawks there, Adam. They get a nice chunk of yardage and create a manageable 2nd down here.
Tackle for Keyshawn Frazier for Woodland Hills among a couple other white jerseys. 2nd down and a reasonably manageable 4. Make it 2nd and 5 with the ball at the 41-yard line. Play action. Now the quarterback's going to run to his right-hand side, and Chickett's going to step forward. He's going to pick up enough for the 1st down inside of the 40 to inside of the 35 rather, to the 34-yard line where the tackle's made by Christopher Jones.
Yeah, it's a tough one, Adam, because Wolverines had nice coverage there on the left side, and that's why Chickett had to tuck it and run, and you would have liked to have been able to keep him in the backfield there, but he slips out and gets a 1st down.
Play shuttled in to junior quarterback Anthony Chickett, as he'll step under center again with the eye backfield, splitting receivers to either side as the ball's in the center of the field. Motion man from right to left, and he'll crab and settle. Ball carrier is Lewis, and Lewis finds some room, driving his way to the 30-yard line, a pickup of 5. And that brings up second down and 5.
Yeah, Lewis again, I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a heavy dosage of him, Adam, just as we saw a heavy dosage of Amir Gerald last week for Woodrow Wilson. Some nice footwork in the backfield and was able to get up right over the 30.
Tackle was made by Tavian Brooks for the Wolverines. So the ball's now on the right hash on the Woodland Hills 30-yard line as the Blackhawks break the huddle. Motion man from right to left will bring 2 receivers to the wide side left. Chickett delay handoff. The ball carrier again is Lewis. He bounces it to the outside left. He's got some room, cutting it back to the inside at the 15, and finally he'll be dragged down at the 14-yard line by Taiwan Milton.
Adam, looked like there was some pretty big holding there by Bethel Park, but you got to roll with the punches here, and big run by Lewis and puts them in the red zone and on the move.
First down and 10 for Bethel Park with the ball at the 14-yard line. Ball on the left hash with 8:35 on a rolling clock. One back set this time as 2 receivers split to the right-hand side. Fullback has a wing to the left. No run to the left-hand side, and that's the big fella in the backfield running, diving towards the goal line. He'll be forced out of bounds at the 1, but Tiger Burks picking up a first down, but a flag in the backfield.
Maybe we'll get a little holding here, Adam.
And the referee looks over to head coach Tim Bostard, confirms that the Wolverines want to accept the penalty, which they will. And holding against Bethel Park will be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Spot of the foul was around the 16, maybe the 15-yard line, so they'll push that ball back to the 25. Line to gain just inside of the 5 at around the 4. So this will bring up first down and 21.
Big opportunity here for the Wolverines, Adam. They get a big break there, moving the ball from the 1 to back to the 25.
Backfield behind Chickett as he motions man to the right-hand side. Lewis the ball carrier, and this time he's met at the line of scrimmage. Tackle on the play by William Clark. A gain of just 1 there. We'll say a gain 1.5 yards inside of the 24 to around the 23.5. And that brings up second down, second down and 19.
Great job by the Wolverines there, Adam, to break through that line. The first time tonight we've seen them get some penetration and stop Lewis quickly.
High backfield behind Chickett. They'll motion the tight end from the left side of the formation to the right. Receivers split to either side. Hard count by Chickett, and the left tackle moves early. And Corey Hardinger, the guilty party, cost the host team 5 yards.
It's big for the Wolverines again, Adam. You got to take advantage of this. They're moving backwards, and you got to get some pressure here and make sure we can keep them out of the end zone.
So second down and 24 with the football at the 27-yard line. Shotgun for the first time. Chickett delay handoff. Lewis the ball carrier. Slides free. Breaks away from another Wolverine. He's got 1 man to beat to the goal line, and he will dive across that goal line for a Bethel Park touchdown. Jeffrey Williams couldn't make the stop at that goal line, and it is a touchdown of 28 yards for Bethel Park.
Yeah, it just looks like some rough tackling there by the Wolverines, Adam. They had an opportunity to get him quick. Couldn't wrap him up. I see Chris Jones had a shot at him and wasn't able to make the stop, and Lewis was right into the end zone for the first touchdown of the night, and it's for the Bethel Park Blackhawks.
PAT is up and in for Gumo. And with 7:01 to play in the first quarter, Woodland Hills trails the Bethel Park Blackhawks by a score of 7-0. You're tuned in to the Wolverines and the Blackhawks here on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com.
Kickoff will come to the near side, where it's scooped up by a Wolverine. And running with it is Jeffrey Williams. He'll break free to the far boundary before finally being brought down by a Blackhawk. And it'll be 1st and 10 again for Woodland Hills at the 30.
Yeah, that time, Adam, it went to a man a little bit more capable of taking a kickoff return than Jeffrey Williams. And he was able to string it out all the way to the left side and get a little bit extra yardage for the Wolverines to have decent starting field position right around where they were last time.
Ball on the left hash. They'll actually spot the ball at the 31-yard line. High backfield behind Judson. Receivers split to either side as Judson steps under center. Handoff, Meredith. Running to the right, driving his way back to the line of scrimmage and no further. As the Blackhawk was in the backfield, Brandon Cole to make the stop.
Yeah, Adam, nothing doing up the middle. Looks like early we're having some trouble on those lines again. Might have to get a bit creative here to start moving the ball.
So again, an eye backfield behind Judson. And he'll hand off to Meredith, who bounces it to the left this time. He's got some room. Finally, he'll push his way forward. He's got the first down and more out near the 45-yard line before he's brought down by a couple of Bethel Park Blackhawks.
That's what you love to see in Anthony Meredith, Adam. He takes that ball, looks like he's not going to have anything, but he makes something out of nothing. A really, really nice gain over the left side for the Wolverines. First positive play on offense.
1st and 10 for Woodland Hills. The ball at their own 43. High backfield again. 2 receivers split to the near side right. Tight end on the left of the formation. Hard count by Judson as he'll hand off again. Meredith again. Big hole up the middle. He's got the first down. He's got more yardage than that. Finally brought down at the 40-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for Woodland Hills. Finally pushing that ball offensively.
Yes, Adam. That was straight up the middle. No delay. Give it to him. Let him go. He's your horse. Ride him. And Anthony Meredith, a very, very nice run there for the Wolverines.
Nice seal off by the center. Left guard did his job too to make that opening. Now Savon Givner was that left guard to make the crease. One back set as Judson will motion a man from left to right. Hand off again to Meredith. He'll run to the right. Lost his footing as he brought it inside of the 40 to the 39, bringing up 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, a little slip there, Adam. You're right. Unfortunate because, as we know, Anthony Meredith loves the contact, and he might have been able to squeeze a few more yards out of that run had he not slipped.
Second down and 9 for Woodland Hills. The ball on the right hash as the Wolverines go left to right across your computer screen. Wing on the left, motions to the right. Christopher Jones now settles as they'll run the counter to the left-hand side. Meredith, he's got some room. He's got a blocker on that outside, and he'll finally be brought down around the 30-yard line near 1st down yardage.
Yeah, Adam, another nice run over the left. It looks like the left side might be working a little bit more than the right, so might want to see the Wolverines stick to that until it doesn't work. But another nice run by Meredith, and they just keep feeding them.
Jack Evans finally made the tackle after the 9-yard gain for Meredith, and that was enough for the Woodland Hills first down. 1st and 10 for Woody High at the 30 on the left hash.
It's a close spot there, and I'm glad the Wolverines were able to get that first down.
High backfield this time, 2 receivers to the wide side right. Ball carrier this time is Will Clark for the Wolverines, and he'll power his way forward for a couple of yards.
Able to see a little bit of Will Clark last week, and even last year he got into some games. Some good things from Will Clark for the future, but giving Anthony Meredith a rest there.
Michael Conaboy makes the tackle for Bethel Park, after the gain of about 3, bringing up 2nd down and 7 for Woodland Hills with the ball at the 27. Judson under center with an eye backfield behind him. 2 receivers right. Handoff again, William Clark bouncing it right, finds a crease, slides his way to the 25 before being driven back. Open field tackle for Sean McGowan. And that brings up 3rd down and 5 with the ball at the 25.
Certainly will be interesting to see what the Wolverines try here. Will they go to the air? Or will they stick to the ground? Because it looks like it's about 4th down territory, so they pretty much have 2 chances to get this 1st down.
Ball in the right hash, 3rd down and 5 at the 25 for the Wolverines. Receivers split to either side. Tight end to the right of the formation. Judson looks left, throws left. The pass is way off the mark. And the receiver over there settled and would have been in front of the defensive back. Tymir Davis would have probably had that 1st down had the pass been on the mark, but instead Judson off the mark. And that'll bring up 4th down and 5.
Yeah, Adam, looks like he took a little bit too long to make that throw, and it was a little bit too much of a lob. If he throws that in there on more of a line drive, it looks like that could have been completed. But as we suspected, they'll be going for it on the 4th and 5 here.
Blackhawk fans get loud here as it's 4th down and 5 for Woodland Hills. The ball on the right hash at the 25. Bunch to the left, 1 receiver right. Judson rolls to the left. Has a receiver short, now dumps it off. Meredith, he's got the 1st down. He drives his way down towards the 15-yard line, and the safety valve and Anthony Meredith leads to a Woodland Hills 1st down.
Oh, yeah, Adam. I was at first seeing, I think it was Caleb Williams, I believe, on the left side of the receiver, who looked to be wide open, but Judson didn't want to go to him. But very nice vision there to find Meredith and drop it off and get that 1st down for the Wolverines.
Pickup of 8 on that play brings up 1st and 10 for Woodland Hills at the 17. The ball on the left hash this time as the Wolverines will split 2 white jerseys to the near side right. Meredith dots the I as Judson steps under center. Handoff, Meredith hesitates, now drives. He'll get to the 15 before being pushed back by a mass of humanity. Wrapping him up high was Michael Conaboy. And 2nd down, and they'll say it's a gain of 1, so 2nd and 9.
Yeah, nothing doing there, Adam. It looked like they were waiting for that one with the Blackhawks.
Humid night here in southwestern Pennsylvania. 80 degrees at kickoff, 64% humidity. And there's a breeze that's just starting to pick up finally as the sun starts to set. Delayed handoff. Meredith slides past 2 tacklers who were in the backfield, and Meredith will get back to around the 18-yard line. It could have been much worse for the Wolverines, but instead it'll just be 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, you're right, Adam. That definitely could have been worse if not for Meredith slipping through those first couple tacklers. But still, you're stuck in a 3rd and long here after 2 runs up the middle that were unsuccessful. So wondering if we will see a pass here, maybe go to the shotgun.
Ball near the center of the field, favors the left hash though. Wolverines will break the huddle. Tight end on the right of the formation, 2 receivers split right. 1 on the short side, left closer to the Woodland Hills sideline. Play clock's down to 5. Judson gets the snap at 4 as flags fly, and Judson's going to throw it, and it's going to be intercepted. It's picked off, and down the near sideline comes the Bethel Park defensive back. That's Jared Yantic, and he will be brought down. He lost the football. It's covered up by a Blackhawk, and it will stay with Bethel Park depending on what this flag is near the line of scrimmage. It's against Woodland Hills. It's going to be Bethel Park ball.
Adam, really, really tough break there for the Wolverines. Having a very, very nice drive, and just a not a very good decision by Judson there to try and force that throw, and it did not end well for the Wolverines.
So we'll check in with our referee, see what this call is. So it's an illegal formation against Woodland Hills. And Bethel Park will decline, obviously, and they will take the football at the 46-yard line after the INT by Yantic.
Yeah, just after a really nice drive, Adam, that is tough to take for the Wolverines.
They took that from the 16 out towards the 45-yard line. The ball was punched loose by one of his own teammates, and Josh Rawlings was eyelash away from grabbing the football, but instead it'll stay with Bethel Park. And They'll go to the air on the first play after the turnover, and the pass intended for Frederick Sauer is just outside of his reach. Good throw there by Chickett, but Sauer couldn't get to the football.
Yeah, that was a very nice throw, and wonder if they saw some of the plays last week that were overthrown by Woodrow Wilson, and where they were able to get free from the coverage there. Jay Smith, decent coverage there, but he was open, and it had the throw been a little bit better, probably would have caught it.
So 2nd down and 10 for Bethel Park with the ball at their own 46 after the INT thrown by Gavin Judson of the Wolverines. High backfield behind Chickett, and he'll hand off to the fullback. This time the ball's punched loose. The Wolverines scoop it up. Here comes a white jersey down the near boundary with the football. Running with it, Jeffrey Williams. He cuts it left, cuts it back right to the near boundary. He'll be brought down inside of the 20 at the 18-yard line. So all that the turnover does is cost Woody High 2 plays. That's
a good point, Adam. A big break there for the Wolverines as fullback breaks through the line, and then they get the fumble and a nice return, and now got to look to take advantage of this.
Jack Evans with the mistake for Bethel Park, and a good helmet on the football by a Wolverine there to force that takeaway. And apparently there was a flag on the play. Sideline warning is against Woodland Hills. So the Wolverines get a sideline warning, and that's good news. It doesn't cost them 15 yards, so it'll stay 1st and 10 for Woodland Hills at the 18 instead of pushing them back from that 18-yard line.
We do see that often, Adam, but we've already seen that last week and this week, so that might have been something at point of emphasis for the referees this year.
2 receivers split to the wide side left, eye backfield behind Gavin Judson. He's going to hand off to Anthony Meredith. Slides through a tackle inside of the 15. He'll be brought down at around the 13-yard line. A couple of black jerseys there to make the stop for the Blackhawks. That brings up 2nd down and 5 at the 13.
Nice little chunk of yardage there for Anthony Meredith, Adam. Enables the Wolverines to have a manageable 2nd down.
About 8 seconds, 9 seconds between game clock and play clock, so Woodland Hills will have to run at least one more play in this first quarter, trailing Bethel Park by a score of 7-0. Woodland Hills with the ball, 2nd and 5 at the Blackhawks 13. Motion man from right to left. Play clock down to 2 as the Wolverines get the snap off, and the handoff to Meredith, and he'll drive his way from the 13 down to the 12 for a gain of 1, and that'll be the final play of quarter number 1, and we will head to the second quarter with the score Bethel Park leading Woodland Hills 7-0. You're tuned in to the Wolverines and the Blackhawks on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale is a proud sponsor of the Wolverines and has been serving the Woodland Hills community for nearly 3/4 of a century. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous. Plus, the Triangle has a full menu of specialty sandwiches you're gonna love. Call the Triangle at 412-271-9885 to place your order now.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Back in Bethel Park, where Woodland Hills trails the Bethel Park Blackhawks by a score of 7-0. 3rd and 4 for Woodland Hills with the ball at the 13-yard line when we return to live action here in the second quarter. Woodland Hills got the ball first to begin the football game, 3 and out, punted it over to Bethel Park. They capped off a pretty decent drive with a 28-yard touchdown run by Javon Lewis. On the Wolverines' second drive, an interception was thrown by the Wolverine quarterback Gavin Judson down at the 16-yard line. It was returned by Bethel Park out towards midfield. A couple of plays later, it was given away by Jack Evans, and the Wolverines returned it down to the 18. 2 plays later, it's 3rd down and 5 at the 13 for Woodland Hills. Receivers split to either side. Meredith takes the handoff, feigns left, goes back right. He's got a crease. He's got the touchdown for Woodland Hills, and we're a point away from a tie ball game.
Just a great run, Adam, by Anthony Meredith. You know, he didn't really have a wide open lane to the end zone. He had to create it, and boy, did he. That was just a fantastic run and a big touchdown for the Wolverines.
Great vision there by Meredith. We're used to seeing him kind of lean towards contact, favor that contact. There he went left, went back to the right, and then just as he got to the goal line, stepped away from a defender to make sure he got in the end zone around Frederick Sauer. So Chucky Hanchett comes on to attempt the PAT, as the Wolverines will attempt to tie this ball game. Snaps a little off the mark, but the hold is down, and the kick is up and in for Chucky Hanchett. We've got ourselves a tie football game with 11:53 to play in the first half. You're tuned into the Wolverines, the Blackhawks, on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Serving the Turtle Creek Valley and neighboring Woodland Hills communities for over 110 years, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home now offers crematory services at their Turtle Creek location. Families choosing cremation can have added peace of mind knowing that their loved one never leaves the care of Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, and that their crematory is used exclusively for the families they serve.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
$11:53 to play, quarter number 2, 7-7. Woodland Hills and Bethel Park tied up here in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Adam Gusky, Eric Shuley on the call for you here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Rick McIntyre not able to roam those sidelines today. Duty called from the Gateway School Board. He's one of the Gateway School Board directors. So he's not able to join us today. But he'll join you in the booth in Peters Township a week from today.
That is right, Adam. We're looking forward to that. Another big conference matchup next week, away from home.
And not too far from here, as a matter of fact.
Staying in the South Hills area.
Chucky Hanchett will kick off. And this a bouncing kick that'll get down to around the 8-yard line, where it'll be returned by the Blackhawks. Hard hit there as Sean McGowan was tattooed and brought down at around the 24.
Nice job on kick coverage there by the Wolverines, Adam. No problem bringing them down, and took them down right away and keeping them from having really good starting field position. And let's hope the Wolverines defense can have a little repeat of what they did on the last Bethel Park drive, creating that big fumble.
So it'll be first down and 10 for Bethel Park with the ball at their own 27. This their worst starting field position after receiving a punt, scoring a touchdown, then taking advantage of a Woodland Hills turnover. The Woodland Hills got it back and turned it into points. High backfield, and the big tailback carries this time. Sarunas gets his way back to the line of scrimmage and no further. As a bunch of Wolverines are there to make the tackle, including Josh Rawlings, also in on the stop, Savon Gibner.
Yeah, great play by the Wolverines there, Adam, getting penetration and bottling him up in the backfield.
Clock stopped at 11:18. Now to roll again. So I'm not sure why it was stopped momentarily.
Some clock issues, I assume, here on the scoreboard at Bethel Park.
Two receivers to the left-hand side as the ball carrier this time is Sarunas, and he's got room this time after being stifled the first time. Takes it out to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, big run there over the left side for the Blackhawks, Adam. Not much Wolverines can do about that as they were not able to bring him down earlier, and we are moving again now, the Blackhawks. Bad snap there.
That's going to cost the Blackhawks 2 yards back to the 40. As the quarterback, Chickett, had to cover it up.
Yeah, had some trouble with that exchange there. Couldn't really tell if it was a bad exchange on the center's part or if it was Chickett who had trouble getting his hands on that one. But regardless, it creates a second and 12 about for the Blackhawks. Hopefully the Wolverines can keep them from getting this into a manageable third down situation.
Second down and 12 is Chickett. Play action, rolls right. Settles, now runs again. Has a wide open receiver, and it's, oh my goodness! What an incredible break on the football by the Wolverines' Jay Smith.
Yeah, Adam, that was a great play by Smith. The Blackhawks receiver was wide open there in the middle of the field, and nobody even close other than Jay Smith. And Jay Smith noticed that pass was coming, and he broke on it and made a fantastic play. But it looks like there's a flag on the field, and it does look like the Blackhawks are moving back. Like an eligible man downfield, I believe, was the call. Wolverines accept it, and it creates a 2nd and long. Big play there by Smith, Adam. Really saved a monster play for the Blackhawks.
So 2nd down and 17. Delay handoff. Lewis, he's off to the races. Near sideline, finally forced out of bounds by Jay Smith, but not before Lewis is inside of the 30.
Oh, that is just incredibly frustrating for the Wolverines, Adam. After you make a big play like that, and then they have the penalty, and you move them back even further, they come back and get a huge run, and that's just gut-wrenching for the Wolverines there after they allow that to happen. And you want to see them bottle that up and create a 3rd and long, and it's quite the opposite, as now they are on the move and inside Wolverines territory at the Wolverines 29.
And again, the handoff goes to Lewis as he runs to the left-hand side, avoids one Wolverine and drives his way down towards the 20.
Left tackle for the Blackhawks there had a lot of jersey on a Wolverine, but no call, and a big run, big chunk of yardage there for the Blackhawks as it creates a 2nd and short.
Clock winding to 9 minutes and 15 seconds to play here in the 2nd quarter. We're tied at 7 apiece. First quarter touchdown by Bethel Park. Woodland Hills took advantage of a takeaway. And off to the races, down the middle, the big tailback all the way down towards the goal line. They'll say he's down at the 1. And a big gain there for Sarunas, his 2nd big gainer of this drive. Lewis had another one, and Bethel Park has the ball right around the 2.
Yeah, Adam, it is evident that the Wolverines are really missing guys like Sidney Summers and Caleb Bavard in this game. They are going right up the gut, and rarely do you see this happen against a Wolverine defense.
Clock winding, under 9 minutes to play now. Touchdown saving tackle by Tavian Brooks on that last play. Power eye. Favoring the right. As the handoff to Sarunas, he lost the football, and the Wolverines seem to have dove on that football right around the 3. One of the big guys dove on the loose football, and if it's a takeaway for Woodland Hills, this is a huge break for the visitors. And it is. 2nd fumble recovery for the Woody High D, and this one almost assuredly takes at least 3 points off of the board for Bethel Park.
The epitome of bend and not break, Adam. Yet again, Wolverines giving up a pretty decent try by the Blackhawks, but come through right in the end as they're knocking on the door, get the fumble recovery, and now the offense has a long way to go, but the most important thing is they kept them out of the end zone there.
So 2 takeaways for the Woodland Hills defense on fumble recoveries. One they forced, one that was just a bad handoff. And that bad handoff took points off the board for Bethel Park, giving Woodland Hills this ball at the 4. So they're 96 yards away from pay dirt, but at least they kept the Blackhawks at bay for the moment. Tailback appeared to be Meredith, and he has nowhere to go, as maybe he'll lose a couple. Blackhawks wanted a safety, but no way, as the ball carrier, Will Clark, was met at around the 2 and then driven back.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Adam. They were never going to get that call. Forward progress was definitely out there further, but not what you want to see early there for the Wolverines as they're moving backwards, and there's not much more yardage to go before you get to the end zone.
So again, Clark will dot the I with the fullback in front of him, 2 receivers to the near side left. Hand off, Clark tries to go left, Pushes his way back to the right, spinning his way forward across the 5 out towards the 7-yard line. The tackle made by Sauer for Bethel Park.
Yeah, if nothing else, Adam, a very nice hard run by Clark there to get them a little bit of breathing room, because he looked like he was going to be taken down inside the 5 again, but he breaks out of it and makes a nice spin move and gets a little bit extra yardage there for the Wolverines.
Third and 7 after that gain of 5 by Clark. Receivers split to either side, I backfield. Hand off to Clark, running to the right, lowers his shoulder, tries to drive his way towards that first down flag, but he'll be driven back after reaching the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Adam, they were able to get out of the shadow of their own end zone there, but this is still a little bit reminiscent of last week of the punt from the end zone that went wrong, so hopefully I don't jinx it again and we don't see something like that.
So a gain of 3 there for William Clark brings up 4th down and about 3 with the ball at the 10. Chucky Hanchett stands in his own end zone with the punt unit on, and a return man standing at around the 43-yard line. Hanchett gets away his best punt of the season thus far. And it'll take a neutral bounce where it'll be caught by Michael Roman. And Bethel Park's going to take this football at around the 39. 1st and 10 for the Blackhawks inside of Woodland Hills territory.
Nice job by Hanchett there, Adam. Took some time to get that punt off, but got it off and pretty decent. And now the Wolverines defense has to step up.
Timeout on the field. And a sideline warning for Bethel Park. So both teams get one. So if an official runs into a player on either sideline at this point, chances are we're going to see a flag go on either team.
We know that can happen sometimes, Adam. The excitement on the sideline sometimes gets up there, and we could see that. Hopefully we don't for the Wolverines.
So again, Bethel Park with the ball, 1st and 10 at the Woodland Hills 39. 6:15 to play in a tie ball game here in the second quarter. It's 7-7. High backfield. Lewis is the ball carrier running to the right. He's got a big hold to that right-hand side. He breaks free. He's got a nice blocker in front of him, and Lewis will take it to the house. A 39-yard touchdown, and Woodland Hills is down by 6.
Oh, Adam, that was too easy for the Blackhawks. He was relatively untouched, actually. I don't know if he did get touched, as he was able to take that ball right to the end zone for 39 yards. No problem for the Blackhawks.
The 5'11 junior took it to the house, and I don't see a Wolverine touch him the whole way to the end zone. Good snap, hold down, the kick is up. And that kick is good, and with 6:04 to play in the second quarter, Bethel Park has opened up another 7-point lead on the Wolverines. You're tuned into the Wolverines, the Blackhawks on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Life has its ups and downs. There are times when you or a loved one needs help. That's why you should know the name LGAR, Health and Rehabilitation Center. Located just minutes from the Monroeville Mall, the LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center has been known by locals for many years, and they excel in reputation, rehabilitation, recuperation, and residential living. The help and answers you need are just a phone call away at 412-825-9000. Also on the web at lgar.org. LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, a name you should know and a name you can trust.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Woodland Hills trails Bethel Park by a score of 14-7. 39-yard touchdown run by Bethel Park's Javon Lewis puts them back on top of the Wolverines.
Yeah, Adam, the Blackhawks having a lot of success on the ground, and as I said earlier, not something we're used to seeing from a Wolverine defense, and it's quite clear, missing guys like Brevard, Summers, Howes, Coleman on that defense, guys that are big tacklers in on a lot of plays.
Pooch kick to the near side where Jay Smith will be on the return for Woodland Hills from the 24. Drives out to the 30 before he's manhandled and brought down. And on the tackle, Zachary Cashman, among others, for Bethel Park.
Bit surprised he didn't try to take that all the way to the right and around. It's something we see often from the Wolverines, try to use the speed. Opted not to, and still okay starting field position for the Wolverines.
So Gavin Judson will take the Wolverines to the line of scrimmage on the left hash at the 31. High backfield behind him, and two receivers split to the right. Handoff, Meredith running right. Ankle tackle as a flag comes in behind the play. Tackle by Patrizio. And if this is against Woodland Hills, it's going to back them up from around the 31. And it is holding against Woody High right at the line of scrimmage at the 31. So it'll be first down and 20 at the 21.
Yeah, Adam, it's not what you want to see from the Wolverines offense. It's having a lot of trouble passing the ball right now, trying to stick to the run. And when you set yourself up in these first and 20 situations, it is hard to get out of them. So we're going to see what approach Coach Tim Bostard takes here.
Clock stop, 5:42 to play in the second quarter. Woodland Hills down by 7. High backfield behind Judson. Straight drop back, looking left the whole way. Now he'll run to his right-hand side. And he'll be wrapped. Still on his feet as he got rid of the football. Throws it down that far sideline towards a receiver. And somehow Judson was able to get rid of that football and save a good chunk of yardage there.
Yeah, maybe showcase some squatting skill there, Adam, as he was able to avoid going down and still get the ball up. I was surprised he didn't throw it away before that, but luckily he did not get taken down there for what would have been a huge sack for the Blackhawks.
Great balance there, and he sprung right back up after Brandon Cole had him dead to rights and was able to get rid of that football. So it's second down and 20 for Woody High with the clock stopped and the ball at the 17. Running right, nowhere to go.
Yeah, Adam, this is going to put up Wolverines in a tough spot here on a third and very long. I might just take the easy route here and try and run this. I would suspect Coach Tim Bostard might do, and then you're faced with a tough punt on 4th and long, but see what happens.
Now, Eric, the ball is back at the 13-yard line. The previous play, the ball was at the 17-yard line. I'm a little perplexed as why they marched off 15 yards on a holding penalty unless it was a face mask against Woodland Hills, but it wasn't clearly signaled by our referee, which is very possible, and that's why it was 15 instead of the 10 that I had assumed.
That's a good point, Adam.
Trips left. Judson rolling left. Now he's pressured. He's going to heave-ho it to his right. And the pass to that far boundary is incomplete as the receiver, Tymeer Davis, had to turn into a defensive back to knock that ball away from a Blackhawk.
A lot of that tonight, Adam, so far. Judson taking the ball on the run right off the bat, not getting much time back there, and has to heave it to the right, and luckily was not picked off. We'll see if the Wolverines can get off a nice punt here.
Chucky Hanchett stands around his own 1-yard line, awaiting the snap. High snap. Hanchett steps back and grabs it. Gets away a spiraling punt that'll take a bounce in favor of Woodland Hills and then bounce the other way before it'll be down by Michael Roman. And Roman downing that ball at the 42 where it'll be 1st and 10 for Bethel Park. And again, the field position continues to favor the host Blackhawks.
Yeah, Adam, this is not the type of game you want to get into here as you're in a close game with the Blackhawks, only down 7, but hopefully the Wolverines this time can step up and make a stop and at least be able to get to the locker room down 14-7.
Woodland Hills, one of 6 teams that played a week ago. Baldwin, Chartiers Valley, Moon, Peters Township, and Upper St. Clair all won. Woodland Hills lost. Bethel Park and West Allegheny did not play a game a week ago, but nobody played a conference game, so the standings right now kind of irrelevant on the right side of the column, while on the left, the overall standings are as is, with 1-0 for everyone that played, and Woodland Hills at 0-1 at the bottom. High backfield. Play action as Chickett rolls to the right, throws down this near boundary, and it dumped right over the shoulder of Sean McGowan and into his hands, but he couldn't hang on to it. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 on the incomplete pass.
Yeah, Adam, nice pass by Chickett there, but unable to hold on to the Blackhawks, and that's a big break for the Wolverines. So they can build on that now.
And that aforementioned breeze that I talked about a little earlier, maybe 2 gusts of it since then. It's pretty warm here in the South Hills of Pittsburgh on this late summer night. Woodland Hills trailing the Blackhawks by 7 in conference play. Ball on the hip of Sarunas. He had to pause to gather the football, and that prevented what could have been a big gain. And it ended up being a gain of just 2 to the 40-yard line, bringing up 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, Adam, surprised we haven't seen Lewis yet on this drive. Attempted a pass, and then Sarunas, but Lewis, I believe, oh, here he comes. He was on the sideline, now he comes back out on the field.
So 3rd and 2 here, with the play clock down to 15, and the Blackhawks just breaking the huddle. 3:40 to play here in quarter number 2. We'll motion to a 1-back set, trips to the right. Chickett rolling to the right. Feels some pressure, now he'll step up and he'll be undercut shy of the 1st down marker. Tackled by Taiwan Milton. Also in on the stop, Josh Rawlings for Woody High.
Yeah, good job by the Wolverines there, Adam, not letting him break free there, as he's had a little hole, but still came down pretty short of the 1st down, and now they're stuck in a 4th down situation where it looks like they will, I was going to say it looks like they're going to go for it, but now it looks like they're going to round the punt team.
.252 as the clock winds here in the 2nd quarter. Woodland Hills down 7. And the Blackhawks set to punt. And a timeout on the near sideline will give us a breather too. It's 14-7. Bethel Park leads Woodland Hills. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Blackhawks on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Busch Brothers Car Care Center in Swissvale has been a Monongahela Avenue institution for over 30 years. Busch Brothers is a full-service mechanic and tire shop for all types of vehicles. Whether you need mechanical work, an alignment, state inspection and emissions testing, new tires, or just an oil change, Busch Brothers is the place for you. Busch Brothers Car Care Center, Monongahela Avenue in Swissvale, or give Martin and Jason a call at 412-351-5342.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Back in Bethel Park, where Woodland Hills trails the Bethel Park Blackhawks by a score of 14-7. Punt unit on for the home team as they get away a beauty. Sky-high punt by Cortopassi, and it'll be caught by a Wolverine at the 5-yard line, and Jay Smith will fall down there at around the 6, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Woodland Hills. Long field to deal with, though, 94 yards away from a tie ball game.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried that we might see a short snap there by the Blackhawks, as they've had a lot of success running the ball at him, but Coach Matheny just wanted to play it safe and punt the ball away and pin the Wolverines back with only 2.5 minutes left about, and the Wolverines offense has had trouble tonight. He's taken that route and playing it safe.
Mentioned Jeff Matheny, the head coach of Bethel Park in his 25th season. Meanwhile, Woodland Hills, second-year head coach Tim Bostard, after George Novak led the way for the first 30 years at Woody High. Delay handoff, and William Clark slides free. He's across the 10, still on his feet to the 15. Finally steps out of bounds at around the 17. Serves 2 purposes. It gets a 1st down, and it stops the clock.
Yeah, very nice. Heady play by Clark there, Adam, to make sure he got out of bounds on a very, very nice run. Sticking with Clark a little bit more here, maybe if Meredith's playing some defense, wanting to give him a break, and Clark has done a great job stepping in.
Meredith with the Woodland Hills touchdown today. 2:28 to play here in the second quarter. And again, a shotgun handoff. Meredith, the ball carrier, lost an edge. Second time today we've seen that happen.
Yeah, but Adam, I was about to say the same thing. And he looked like he was so eager to hit a hole and just tried to cut too fast and lost his footing. Tough break for the Wolverines there.
Loss on that play of 2 brings up 2nd down and 12 with the ball at the 16. The line to gain is the 28. Wolverines break the huddle. 2 receivers right, 1 to the near side left. Judson shotgun, sidecar to his right. And a timeout is taken. So that'll give us an opportunity to take another breather as time wanes here in the second quarter. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Blackhawks on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Second and a dozen for Woodland Hills with the ball at their own 16. 1:45 to play in the second quarter. Adam Gusky, Eric Shuley on the call for you here on the Woodland Hills Football Network in the South Hills of Pittsburgh. Judson pressured from the get-go, throws to the near boundary. No receiver nearby. Judson's out of the tackle box, throws the ball across the line of scrimmage, and I don't know about do it to prevent the ineligible receiver unless the official over here is going to talk things with the referee and change his mind. Well, there was certainly no receiver nearby, and now the flag will finally come in.
It's debatable as to if he was out of the tackle box, I think, but apparently not.
So the intentional grounding penalty against Woodland Hills is going to back them up. 5 yards from the spot of the foul. Loss of down as well. And that brings up 3rd and a country mile. The ball back at the 5-yard line, and the line to gain is the 28. So it's 3rd and 23. Judson in the shotgun. Sidecar to his right. Good snap. Handoff. Meredith running right. Has a blocker out in front of him. He'll cut it back inside. Drive his way out towards the 10. They'll say he gets to the 8 before being driven to the turf. And another timeout taken. Bethel Park's going to use this one smartly, try to save some time for them.
Yeah, Adam, they're thinking, if they can get some great field position out of this and possibly have another quick drive, they may be able to get another score before we go to half.
Timeout on the field. We'll step away 2. It's the Wolverines and the Blackhawks on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale is a proud sponsor of the Wolverines and has been serving the Woodland Hills community for nearly 3/4 of a century. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous. Plus, the Triangle has a full menu of specialty sandwiches you're gonna love. Call the Triangle at 412-271-9885 to place your order now.
7 Bethel Park on top of Woodland Hills. 91 seconds remain here in quarter number 2. Punt unit on for Woodland Hills is again Chucky Hanchett stands in his own end zone to punt the ball away. Decent snap this time, but it's blocked as the slow snap by Roman ended up costing Woodland Hills because that allowed Tyler Thimmons to find a crease, drive through there, and block the punt, and out of the back of the end zone it goes.
Yeah, Adam, I guess that was better than the ball staying in the end zone and the Bethel Park Blackhawks picking that up for a touchdown because Now, hopefully, the defense for the Wolverines will be able to stop the Blackhawks as they're going to get this ball in relatively good field position, most likely after this. Got to be a point of emphasis moving forward for the Wolverines that those snaps have not been good all year, Adam, and that's something I would think they have to practice repeatedly.
So a timeout on the field. That'll give us an opportunity to take a quick breather. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Blackhawks from the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Woodland Hills Football is brought to you in part by the law offices of Owen Seaman. Owen is a Woodland Hills alumnus who studied law at Duquesne University and has been practicing law in the Pittsburgh area for over 15 years. Attorney Owen Seaman's experience encompasses virtually every facet of criminal defense. If you find yourself in need of criminal defense representation, call Owen at 412-721-0412 or visit owenthelawyer.com.
Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa. The Woodland Hills Wolverines trail the Bethel Park Blackhawks 16-7. Here in the South Hills of Pittsburgh as Chucky Hanchett kicks off after a block punt leads to a safety for Bethel Park. Blackhawks on the return from around the 29-yard line. The hole closed quickly for Javon Lewis, and he'll be driven to the turf after getting out towards the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Bethel Park, but they are 60 yards away from building on what currently stands at a 9-point lead.
That's right, Adam, but the Wolverines, good job on that coverage. That easily could have been brought out over midfield. So hopefully the Wolverines, with not much time left here for the Blackhawks, are able to stand strong and keep them out of the end zone.
Gianni Riggs in on the tackle for Woodland Hills. Also Michael Roman in on the stop on that previous play. So 1st and 10 for Bethel Park with the ball favoring the right hash at the 40. Shotgun for Chickett. Delay handoff, and it'll go to Lewis. And Javon Lewis breaks free to the left-hand side. He's over to the far boundary inside of the 40, inside of the 30, and he'll finally be shoved out of bounds at around the 21-yard line. Tackle finally made by Tavian Brooks for Woodland Hills.
Yeah, Adam, it looked like we were ready for the pass with 4 receivers in the shotgun, and did a little inside handoff there, and a big run for Lewis.
Not only the big run and the first down, but he gets out of bounds, so the clock stops with the ball on the left hash of the 21. 1:06 to play here in the second quarter. Offset eye backfield behind Chickett. Hand off to Lewis. He runs right, cuts it back to the left. He's got a lot of room to that far boundary inside of the 10, where he'll run out of bounds after picking up a first down at the 9.
Yeah, nice move by Lewis there in the backfield. Don't see that too often, juking around a Wolverine. And out of bounds again. Now still plenty of time for the Blackhawks.
Yeah, Taiwan Milton was the Wolverine who knifed in there and nearly got Lewis in the backfield, but once Lewis got away from Milton, he was off to that far boundary, picking up big yards. .59 seconds to play here in the second quarter. Woodland Hills down by 9. Bethel Park threatens to make it even more. High backfield. Handoff this time to the big tailback, Sarunas, and Sarunas is into the end zone for a 9-yard Bethel Park TD. And the Wolverines are down 22-7 with 53 seconds to play.
That couldn't have been any easier for the Blackhawks, Adam. That's very, very discouraging for the Wolverines to let that happen before the half. And now this score is a little bit more indicative of how this game has gone for the Wolverines.
Kick unit is on for the Blackhawks. On to attempt the PAT is Gumo. Decent snap, good hold, kick up, and the kick is good for Gumo. And with 52.8 seconds to play in the second quarter, Woodland Hills is down 23-7 to Bethel Park. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Blackhawks on the Triv Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
There are a few things that guys like more than a great haircut at a real barbershop. And at the Barber's Inn on Washington Avenue in Swissvale, you'll find both. Plus, you can relax in style on supple leather sofas while watching their big screen HD TV. You can even shoot some pool while you wait, but most importantly, you'll walk out the door with a haircut or shave that you're sure to love. Walk-ins are always welcome at the Barber's Inn. For more information, call 412-271-7434. And remember, real men come to the Barber's Inn.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Woodland Hills down 23-7 to Bethel Park. A season ago, the Bethel Park Blackhawks were 8-2, won their conference with a record of 6-0. They were in 6A a season ago, and their enrollment dropped just enough to slide down to 5A this season. Woodland Hills 8-1 against Bethel Park since 2003, including a 40-20 win over the Blackhawks in the playoffs back in 2015. And a kick that was headed towards the second line of Woodland Hills return men actually got caught by Idris Godlock right around the 42-yard line. So that saves Woodland Hills some yardage here. That's the good news. The bad news is they have a 16-point deficit and 51 seconds to play basically here in the second quarter to try to at least get one more score on the board before going into the locker room.
Yeah, Adam, not much time to do anything, but at least that ball did not score it free. A nice play by Goodlock to keep that under wraps and avoid the Blackhawks from getting the ball again, where they scored so fast last time they could have done it again.
Motion man from right to left is Smith, bringing trips to the left of the formation. Handoff, Clark. He's got a crease. He drives his way forward, shy of the first down marker at the 49-yard line. Woodland Hills, I think, will be satisfied to eat up some clock here, maybe get some ground game going before the half expires. Second and 3, ball at the 49. The line to gain is the Blackhawks 48. Handoff, Clark, running right. He's got a blocker in front of him. Clark's got a crease. He's got the first down and more inside of the 40. He'll be brought down at the 37-yard line. Nice pickup there. Gain of 14 and a timeout taken by Woody High. That'll give us one more opportunity to step away here in half number 1. It's the Wolverines and the Blackhawks on the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
LG3 Entertainment is a first-class disc jockey and karaoke entertainment company that serves the Pittsburgh and surrounding areas. They offer a wide range of music entertainment for weddings, anniversaries, school dances, corporate events, and more. They also offer beautiful chair cover linen rentals to give your event the elegance it deserves. They offer many more services, so go to their website today and see why so many choose LG3 Entertainment for the best in family fun entertainment.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
First and 10 for Woody High, the ball at the Blackhawks 37. Judson trips as he's retreating, throws to the far sideline where it'll be caught, and stepping out of bounds on that far boundary is the Woodland Hills receiver. Nice job there by Tavian Brooks to catch the ball and step out of bounds, not killing any more clock. The clock stopped with 8.1 seconds to go here. And it's 2nd and 4 now for Woody High at the 31.
Yeah, interesting to see Judson under center there, Adam. You know, you waste some time him dropping back like that, and with the offensive line having some struggles. But hey, got the pass complete, and I maybe have one more play here.
Receivers split to either side. Split backs behind Judson, who's under center. Straight drop back. This time he keeps his footing good. Throws to the near side left. And the pass is in and out of the hands of a defensive back. Lewis was back there on the defense and had the ball in his hands. And for the second time today, Tymer Davis had to turn into a D-back, swat the ball away from a defensive back.
Yeah, Adam, it was a nice attempt there. Judson showing some arm strength, but luckily the Wolverines have 1 second here. Maybe heave one up into the end zone. Channel his inner Aaron Rodgers, maybe. Judson.
Well, we see he has the arm to get it from the 40-yard line down inside of the end zone. Whistle blows as the officials ask for the play clock to be reset. Folks in the next booth over comply. Trips left, one receiver right. Judson looks right, throws right, and the pass is incomplete, and that'll be the final play of the first half. We head to the locker rooms with Woodland Hills trailing Bethel Park 23-7. We're going to step away, and when we return, it'll be our halftime coverage. You're tuned in to the Wolverines and the Blackhawks here on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Wolverine Football is also brought to you by the Triangle Bar Grille, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, the law offices of Owen Seaman, Busch Brothers Car Care, the Barbers Inn in Swissvale, LG3 Entertainment, Web Landings, ABOS Opticians, Matthews Auto Service, and DeZubin Dental Associates. Now it's time for the Woodland Hills Football Network Halftime Show.
Halftime here at Bethel Park, where Woodland Hills trails the Bethel Park Blackhawks by a score of 23-7. Adam Gusky, Eric Schuley on the call for you here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. And Eric, Woodland Hills started out the game with the football. They went 3 and out. They gave the ball to Bethel Park. They drove down the field and scored. Woodland Hills turned the ball over to the Blackhawks. They gave it back to the Wolverines. Woodland Hills scored the only time they scored this half. And then Bethel Park ripped off a series of scores, including a safety, to wrap up that first half.
Yeah, Adam, the Wolverines still fortunate to, I think, only be down by 16. The score could be a lot worse. There weren't a couple turnovers by the Blackhawks. Still in it, but they're going to have to make some adjustments on both sides of the ball to get back in this game.
And I think the key for Woodland Hills at this point, keep the defense off the field, burn some clock on offense, move the ball down the field, some rest that defense, because as the second quarter went on this hot night, Eric, you could definitely see that the Woodland Hills defense was getting fatigued.
Definitely, Adam. That was the same thing we saw last week. Again, dealing with injuries, guys not there. They have a lot of work to do, but they're still in the game.
Again, your halftime score 23-7 as Bethel Park leads Woodland Hills here in this conference lid lifter for both of these football teams. We're going to step away for the remainder of halftime. We'll come back as halftime wanes to get you set for the second half. For Eric Schuley, I'm Adam Gusky. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Blackhawks here on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Bethel Park, where Woodland Hills trails the Bethel Park Blackhawks by a score of 23-7. Adam Gusky, Eric Schuley on the call for you here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. A rough first half for Woodland Hills, to say the least, though they were helped out by Bethel Park turning the football over a couple of times. Right, Eric?
Yeah, absolutely, Adam. That helped out the Wolverines, but it wasn't enough to keep them really close. As we saw, it was 14-7, and then out of nowhere, the Blackhawks get that safety, and then another quick touchdown, make the score 23-7. Wolverines still in this game, as we mentioned before we went to the half, but they have a lot of work to do on both sides of the ball, Adam.
And like we talked about before we went to the break, Eric, it seems like Woodland Hills, their best bet offensively, keep their defense off of the field, because that defense seems fatigued.
Oh, absolutely, Adam. Definitely tired on a hot, humid night like this. And again, dealing without several starters, it's going to be hard on the defense that's very inexperienced.
Your halftime score again is 23-7. Bethel Park leading Woodland Hills. We're going to step away for a couple of minutes, and when we return, our halftime show continues here on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Woodland Hills Football is brought to you in part by the law offices of Owen Seaman. Owen is a Woodland Hills alumnus who studied law at Duquesne University and has been practicing law in the Pittsburgh area for over 15 years. Attorney Owen Seaman's experience encompasses virtually every facet of criminal defense. If you find yourself in need of criminal defense representation, call Owen at 412-721-0412 or visit owenthelawyer.com. There are a few things that guys like more than a great haircut at a real barbershop. And at the Barber's Inn on Washington Avenue in Swissvale, you'll find both. Plus, you can relax in style on supple leather sofas while watching their big screen HD TV. You can even shoot some pool while you wait. But most importantly, you'll walk out the door with a haircut or shave that you're sure to love. Walk-ins are always welcome at the Barber's Inn. For more information, call 412-271-7434. And remember, real men come to the Barber's Inn.
LG3 Entertainment is a first-class disc jockey and karaoke entertainment company that serves the Pittsburgh and surrounding areas. They offer a wide range of music entertainment for weddings, anniversaries, school dances, corporate events, and more. They also offer beautiful chair cover linen rentals to give your event the elegance it deserves. They offer many more services, so go to their website today and see why so many choose LG3 Entertainment for the best in family fun entertainment. Whether you need a new website or want to improve your existing site, Web Landings can serve your needs. Web Landings provides professional, easy-to-maintain websites for businesses, organizations, and individuals. Discover more at weblandings.com and find out how editing your site can be as easy as using a word processor. Plus, we offer 1 year of free hosting for any website developed. Visit weblandings.com today.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Both teams have come out of the locker room to get warmed up for the second half as Woodland Hills trails Bethel Park 23-7 at halftime. Adam Gusky and Eric Schuley on the call for you here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Next up for Woodland Hills, they travel to Peters Township just down the road here as Woodland Hills is in a very South Hills-centric conference, though they do play some teams from out in the western suburbs, including West Allegheny and Moon. The majority of the teams are down here in the South Hills of Pittsburgh, so it's a tough road to hoe for Woodland Hills and a tough road to travel as well for Woody High as they have to head all the way down. Taking a look at other conferences here in WPIL 5A, Connellsville, Gateway, McKeesport, and Plum all played last week and won. Albert Gallatin, Latrobe, and Penn Trafford all played last week and lost. Franklin Regional did not play a week ago. In the Northern Conference, Armstrong, Hampton, Kiski, and Mars, as well as North Hills, Penn Hills, and Shaler all played and won a week ago. Fox Chapel, the only team to play in that Northern Conference and lose a football game. Now, we already went through the conference that Woodland Hills is in, and it's, a couple of teams didn't play, including West Allegheny and Bethel Park. Bethel Park decided to have a scrimmage a week ago and then prepare for Woodland Hills for week one. And we've talked about the heat a couple of times, Eric. And number one, the fatigue that Woodland Hills defense has faced. And number two, the fact that it has just been so warm and so humid here through this week one game. And the temperature's only dropped 4 degrees since kickoff. The humidity has actually increased up to 71%. So things very sticky here in Bethel Park.
Yeah, that's not going to help when you're already struggling and down, Adam. So hopefully they're hydrating and keeping up with their water drinking so they can avoid those cramps, stay on the field, and hopefully get back in this game.
One thing that I noticed offensively for Woodland Hills, and you talked about it as well, was Anthony Meredith getting less carries and William Clark getting the bulk of them, especially in the second quarter.
Yeah, not sure if that's because they want to use Meredith more as a linebacker, missing Brevard and Summers on the defensive side of the ball, or just to give him a rest because they love to go to him and he loves that contact, so he's working hard and want to give him a rest. And Clark has done well out there for the Wolverines.
We're going to step away one final time here at halftime, and when we return, we will get you set for the second half kickoff. It's the Wolverines and the Blackhawks here on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
ABOS Opticians on Braddock Avenue in Braddock is your one-stop optical shop. With hundreds of the latest frame styles and lenses, the skilled opticians at ABOS will help select and fit the best eyewear option for you. Plus, ABOS Opticians is the best eyewear repair facility in the area. No matter what your eyewear needs are, make ABOS Opticians your opticians. Call ABOS Opticians at 412-271-7434 271-4424 or visit abossopticians.com.
Dawn and John at Matthews Auto Service have been serving the Turtle Creek Valley for over 40 years. In addition to being a full-service gas station, Matthews offers oil changes, state inspection and emissions testing, new tires, and light mechanical work. Matthews Auto Service, Monroeville Avenue in Turtle Creek, or call them at 412-824-0940.
Thanks for tuning in to the halftime show on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Woodland Hills Football is presented by State Senator Jay Costa. Wolverine Football is also brought to you by the Triangle Bar Grille, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, the law offices of Owen Seaman, Busch Brothers Car Care, the Barber's Inn in Swissvale, LG3 Entertainment, Web Landings, ABOS Opticians, Matthews Auto Service, and the Zubin Dental Associates. Now it's time for the second half.
Seconds away from kicking off the second half, where Bethel Park will get the ball first, and the Blackhawks scoring 23 points in the first half, 21 of them offensively, and then 2 on a blocked punt, costing Woodland Hills a couple of points there. Now a couple of turnovers for Bethel Park ultimately is what has kept this score in check, because Bethel Park turned the ball over once near midfield, another time all the way down inside of the Woodland Hills 5.
Yeah, they were knocking on the door, Adam. That was a big break for the Wolverines.
And we're underway in the second half as this ball will be returned from the 7-yard line, and sliding through tackles goes the return man for the Blackhawks. Off to the races is McGowan, and he'll finally be brought down out near the 45-yard line.
Yeah, Adam, if you want to stay in this game for the Wolverines, that's not the way to start, having them start this drive right around midfield.
Big return there for the junior Sean McGowan, and as we take a look through the Bethel Park roster, a lot of their playmakers, juniors. So not only is this team getting things done as sophomores a year ago, now as juniors here in their first year in 5A, a season from now they'll be even that much more seasoned.
Yeah, Adam, they lost a lot last year, but they have looked to recover from that very well.
High backfield. Low motion to twins to the left-hand side. As the running back, Lewis, finds a crease for a moment, and finally he'll be brought down inside of Woodland Hills territory by Jaden Lucas. Taiwan Milton also in on the stop for Woody High, a gain of 8, and second down and 2.
Yeah, big chunk of yardage there on first down for Bethel Park, and already in Woodland Hills territory, as you said, Adam.
Second down and 3 for the Bucs as they enter Wolverine territory at the 48-yard line.
High backfield behind the quarterback, Chickett. Hand off, it's Lewis. He's wrapped and brought down from behind by Michael Roman. A gain of just 1, brings up third down and 1.
Yeah, nice job by Roman there, Adam, and not letting him get past the first down marker. Creates a third and short for Bethel Park. This would be a huge stand for the Wolverines if they were able to stop them here.
High backfield behind Chickett. As they'll motion 2 receivers to the right of the formation. Chickett hands off. It's the big back, Sarunas. And he'll get to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't look like he got to the first down marker. Now the official on the near side seems to have the mark near the flag. The official that comes in from the far side backs it up just a hair, and it'll remain fourth down and about 1.
Yeah, it looks like they might go for this, though, and I don't fully blame them. You got a nice, comfortable lead here, and you're running the ball well. You might as well roll the dice here.
Long decision being made here by Matheny.
Took a long time to start that play
sure
clock,
did.
Adam.
Boy, talk about some home cooking with the play clock.
Not sure what that was about. And they bring out the punt team. Gave Coach Matheny a lot of extra time to make that decision. Watch out for the short snap here if you're the Wolverines. A lot of miscommunication by the Blackhawks.
Gumo, and check that. That's Cortopassi who punts that one away. The return man for Woodland Hills was Jay Smith, but he let it bounce, and it's down, and there's a flag down, too.
May have been too many on the field or not. There was a lot of chaos before that snap, Adam. Had a lineman right near the sideline. Wasn't sure if he was supposed to be on the field or not. We'll see what happens.
Awaiting the signal from the official.
Looks like they're going to back him up. It looked like it might have been an illegal shift.
Illegal shift on Bethel Park.
That is the call. And the Wolverines are going to have them punt it again. I understand why Coach Tim Bostard is doing this, but could be risky.
High snap, and this punt away. Jay Smith watches it go sky high and calls his teammates away from the ball, and Bethel Park will boot the ball at the 24 where it's down by a Blackhawk, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Woody High from there.
A little bit better field position for the Wolverines. So the right call by Coach Tim. And it's a big opportunity here for the Wolverines, Adam, after a very, very big stop there by the defense. Now the offense has to do their part and put together a very nice drive here and get the Wolverines back in this game.
Woodland Hills straight from the sideline to the line of scrimmage. High backfield. New quarterback for Woody High is Rodney Stubbs. Now check that. It was Judson.
Sticking with Will Clark.
Yeah, still at tailback was Will Clark.
Okay, winning ticket number for the 50-50 is 166261.
I was wondering if we would see a little bit more quick passing here coming out of the locker room down by 16, but it looks like the Wolverines are trying to stick to this run.
So Judson steps under center, wing to the left, receiver split to either side. Clark, the lone setback, takes the handoff, running left, driving his way forward. He'll be met near the line of scrimmage, but Dodowski goes for a ride before finally bringing him down.
Clark coming through as a bit of a power back here, moving that pile, getting some extra yardage for the Wolverines, and makes it a little bit closer to getting this, as it's now about a 3rd and 3 here for the Wolverines. A long 3.
Third and 3, make it 3rd and 4 with the ball at the 31. Line to gain is the 30, close to the 35. Ball carrier Clark off to the races, 50, 40, to the 30, cutting it across the field to the 15, 10, inside of the 5, across the goal line for a Woodland Hills touchdown.
A big, big run for Will Clark there, Adam, and he was getting tracked down by Lewis for the Blackhawks, but he was able to just get into the end zone, and a huge, huge score for the Wolverines if they want to get back in this game.
So he took that ball from the 31 all the way down across that goal line for a 69-yard Woody High TD.
I'd like to see the Wolverines try and go for 2 here to get this to an 8-point. I know it's still early, Adam, but you want to take your opportunities. You don't know how many chances you're going to get if you could get this to a 1-possession game. Defense has been struggling, but they're going to go for the extra point here.
So Chucky Hanchett is out on the field to attempt that PAT. Eric was just talking about. Good snap, good hold. Kick up by Hanchett. The kick good, and with 7:29 to play in the 3rd quarter, Bethel Park 23, Woodland Hills 14. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Blackhawks on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
69-yard touchdown run by William Clark. Woodland Hills strikes first in the second half, and they cut the Bethel Park lead from 16 points down to 9.
Yeah, exactly what the Wolverines needed, Adam. Able to get a big stop on defense and then come through with a big score and a shade of Wolverines of the past there with a long run. We haven't seen that yet this season. No, we're only, into the second game here, but that was nice to see.
A couple of reasonably long touchdowns today for Woodland Hills. Meredith with the first, and then that very long one of 69 yards for Clark. Again on the return for Bethel Park is McGowan, and again McGowan finds himself some room down that far boundary. Steps out of bounds at the 31, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Bethel Park.
It's a shame, Adam, because that was a gorgeous kick by Hanchett all the way in the corner, really deep and inside his zone 5. He makes the catch, but the coverage team having some trouble and gives up a big return.
The Blackhawks will bring the offense back out onto the field after punting it away on their first possession.
Looks like he went out a little bit earlier than I thought. Good for the Wolverines.
High backfield, one receiver split to the near side left, double tight end formation for Anthony Chickett's offense. And the handoff will go to the big back for Bethel Park, and Sarunas drives his way forward out towards the 40-yard line before being brought down for a 9-yard gain.
Yeah, very nice run for Bethel Park on the first play there, able to get a huge chunk, and now you can kind of play around here on a 2nd and short. They might try and go deep or something, maybe mix something in, or just they might stick to the ground because that has been successful for them.
Tamir Davis on a tackle for Woodland Hills on that first down play. Now it's 2nd down and 1 for the Blackhawks, the ball at the 40. Sarunas runs right. He's got room. He's got the first down. He's into Woodland Hills territory at the 49.
Another big run at him, and the Wolverines have to stop this quick, or else they are just going to keep doing this all the way down the field or break one like they did in the first half.
So 1st and 10 after Jay Smith makes the tackle for Woodland Hills, but Bethel Park has the ball 1st and 10 inside of Woodland Hills territory. Handoff Sarunas. He's met about a yard deep in the backfield, slides through that tackle, drives his way forward for no gain then, and a flag comes in. It came flying in from the umpire. Traditionally, that means it's holding.
A little discussion here. Like a chop up.
So that's going to push them back. And if you're unfamiliar, a chop block happens when a player is engaged up top with one offensive player, and then the defensive player has his legs cut underneath by a second blocker.
Hopefully the Wolverines can take advantage of this, Adam, as this backs up the Blackhawks now for a 1st and very long.
So that brings up 1st and very long. The ball all the way back at the 35. The line to gain is the Woodland Hills 39. Sarunas again the ball carrier, and Woodland Hills pulling at the football there as Sarunas brought the ball from around the 35 out towards the 42 before being brought down by a pair of Wolverines.
Yeah, nice little run there for the Blackhawks, and Wolverines looking to just try and contain them right now, not break free. Don't want to let that go too far or else they're just going to keep getting big chunks. Looking at about a 2nd and 19 here for the Blackhawks.
5:19 as the clock winds here in the third quarter. Woodland Hills down 23-14. Running right goes Lewis. He's it back inside of Woodland Hills territory, slides through a tackle. He's got the first down as he steps out of bounds at the 36-yard line, and a big gainer there to that 36.
Yeah, yet again, Adam, the Wolverines get a break on a call, and then they can't contain, and they give up another big run. And the Blackhawks are on the move yet again and on the ground, which, again, is just very surprising to see from the Wolverines' defense.
Clock stopped, 5:07 to play after Lewis had stepped out of bounds here in the third quarter. The host Blackhawks up by 9. High backfield, receivers split to either side. Play action. Chickett looking left the whole way. Finds an open receiver in the flat. And it's a first down for Bethel Park as Chickett finds Sarunas. And Sarunas is cut down at the 24.
Blackhawks really having their way with the Wolverines defense tonight, doing it both ways, staying on the ground for most of the night, but now they're passing. He had plenty of time, and he was able to find Sarunas for a nice big game for the Blackhawks and knocking on the door of the red zone.
Clock winds to 4 minutes and 48 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Blackhawks lead Woodland Hills by 9, 23-14. Hand off to Lewis. He's got room to the right. That hole closed quickly as Michael Roman makes the tackle, but Lewis still able to pick up about 3 yards.
Yeah, still, you're right, Adam. He looked like they could stack him up pretty quick near the line of scrimmage, but he had a pretty nice hole there after initially having pressure from the Wolverines, and was still able to make something out of nothing for the Blackhawks, and right at around the 20 now.
Second and 6. 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter as the ball is handed off to Lewis, and he's got the first down and more, driving his way down towards the 10-yard line before the tackle is made by Tymere Davis.
Yeah, just really, really grinding it out here on the Blackhawks, getting big holes and big chunks of yardage. And if you're the Wolverines, obviously looking tired here, but if you can try and rip this ball free or something, that would be huge for the Wolverines to get a turnover here, or else we're getting close to the fourth quarter, and if they're able to go back up here by 16, it would be very tough to get back in it.
Hand off Sarunas. No, it's going to be Chickett on play action, running right. He's going to tuck, he's going to run, he's going to be wrapped down at the 5-yard line, and that brings up second down and goal from the 5.
I don't know if we'll get a chance to see his replay yet. I couldn't tell if he bobbled the ball after the... Yeah, he did. Luckily, he was able to recollect it, and that would have been the huge break that the Wolverines needed there, but he was able to keep the ball in his possession and still get some yardage out of that for the Blackhawks. If that ball bounces off his fingertips a little bit differently, could have been a big break for the Wolverines.
Second and goal at the 5. High backfield behind Chickett. Hand off to Sarunas. He's met in the backfield, slides through that tackle, but then is met by a second wave of Wolverines, and he's got nowhere to go as Gerald Jeffries makes the stop for Woodland Hills.
Very nice job by Woodland Hills there, Adam. Stacking him up quick and now putting him in a third and goal situation at the 5. Hopefully you can have the bend and not break.
We saw Bethel Park turn the ball over inside of the 5 in the first half. Gave the ball back to Woodland Hills, preventing the Blackhawks from getting on the board at that time.
Something like that would be great for the Wolverines right now, Adam. But I'm sure they would just settle, keeping them out of the end zone here.
And again, Woodland Hills stacks up the line of scrimmage and nowhere to go for Lewis. And that'll bring up fourth down and goal at the 3, a gain of about 2 there for Lewis.
Looks like the Blackhawks like that quick snap there, Adam. They are, right when Chickett comes up, they're snapping that ball quick to try and see if the Wolverines aren't fully ready. And it didn't work that time as Wolverines were able to get him with only getting about 2 yards there.
Good luck on the tackle on that previous play for Woodland Hills. So the circumstance here is 4th and goal for Bethel Park with the ball at the Woodland Hills 3-yard line. looks like the offense is going to stay on the field at least for now. As if Matheny decides to go for the field goal here, it goes back to a 12-point game instead of 9 where it stands now. So he's going to take a pause and talk things over, and we'll do the same. 1:15 to play, third quarter. Woodland Hills trailing Bethel Park 23-14. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Blackhawks from the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale is a proud sponsor of the Wolverines and has been serving the Woodland Hills community for nearly 3/4 of a century. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous. Plus, the Triangle has a full menu of specialty sandwiches you're gonna love. Call the Triangle at 412-271-9885 to place your order now.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
1 minute, 15 seconds to play in the third quarter. Woodland Hills trails Bethel Park 23-14. The Blackhawks have the ball, 4th down and goal at the Woodland Hills 3-yard line. Now Matheny had the offense out on the field before the timeout. And now the field goal unit comes on.
This is an interesting decision here, Adam. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to fake, although if you're going to fake, you might as well just go for it. But we will see what comes.
Good snap. Hold down, kick up, and kick good. And John Gumo's field goal is good from about 22 yards out. And with 1:10 to play in the third quarter, Bethel Park leading Woodland Hills 26-13. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Blackhawks on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Serving the Turtle Creek Valley and neighboring Woodland Hills communities for over 110 years, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home now offers crematory services at their Turtle Creek location. Families choosing cremation can have added peace of mind knowing that their loved one never leaves the care of Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, and that their crematory is used exclusively for the families they serve.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Adam Gusky and Eric Shuley on the call for you here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. For Bethel Park has opened up a 12-point lead on Woodland Hills 26-14. Now the Blackhawks led Woodland Hills 23-7 at halftime. Woodland Hills got the ball on the second drive of the third quarter, drove down the field very quickly on a very long touchdown run by William Clark, and that brought Woodland Hills within striking distance, a 9-point deficit at that point, 23-14. But Bethel Park answered right back with a field goal drive, building their lead back up to double digits where it stands at a dozen now, 26-14.
Yeah, you certainly don't want Bethel Park to get any points out of that, but given the situation, in my opinion, that's a win, Adam, keeping them out of the end zone.
Gumo bounces a kick to the second line where Christopher Jones will be on the return for Woody High. He'll turn to his right-hand side up the field where he'll be brought down near the 39-yard line. Ankle tackle by Sean McGowan. And jumping on top went another Blackhawk to clean up the play.
And not a bad return for Jones there, giving the Wolverines some decent starting field position here, and hopefully they can have a quick drive and get into the end zone for 6.
We saw Woodland Hills go for a 69-yard TD on their last drive from the 31-yard line. This drive starting at the 37. Judson under center. Hands off. It's Clark again. And William Clark drives his way forward out to the 45-yard line for a pickup of 8, bringing up second down and 2.
Yeah, another nice run there. Clark getting 8 yards for the Wolverines. Looked like Jeremy Thomas for the Wolverines may have been shaken up a little bit, and we know Jeremy Thomas is coming off an injury, so hopefully he doesn't re-aggravate that.
33 seconds to play here in the third quarter. 10 seconds on the play clock as Woodland Hills comes to the line of scrimmage. 12-point lead for the host Blackhawks. Hand off to Clark. Dancing, now driving. Pushes away for a gain of 1 before he's shoved back by virtually every black jersey on the field.
Tough one there, Adam. Looked like he was going to be able to have his momentum carry him over the first down marker, but instead he stopped short, and it creates a crucial 3rd and 1 for the Wolverines heading into the 4th quarter.
And there's an injury on the field, and I think the officials decided, let's let the quarter expire and then tend to the Wolverine who's shaken up. We're going to step away here as we head to the 4th quarter. Woodland Hills trailing Bethel Park 26-14. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Blackhawks on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Life has its ups and downs. There are times when you or a loved one needs help. That's why you should know the name LGAR, Health and Rehabilitation Center. Located just minutes from the Monroeville Mall, the LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center has been known by locals for many years, and they excel in reputation, rehabilitation, recuperation, and residential living. The help and answers you need are just a phone call away at 412-825-9000. Also on the web at lgar.org. LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, a name you should know and a name you can trust.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Set to begin quarter number 4 as William Clark was helped off the field by the athletic training staff, the Woodland Hills Wolverines. Appeared to be a cramp, which is good news, and not much of a surprise considering the weather conditions here on August 31st. And while it's week 1, it's game number 2 for Woodland Hills.
Yes.
High backfield behind Judson. Handoff, Meredith. Goes right, slides through a tackle. He's off to the races, 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 15, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown, Meredith, his second TD of the game.
You know, that is exactly what the Wolverines needed, Adam. 2 big plays. That's something that last year lacked a little bit, but we're getting it back, and it was huge for the Wolverines. Meredith stepping in for Will Clark there because he's been playing a lot of defense, but bringing him back on the field due to the cramp. Huge run by Meredith.
Second touchdown for Meredith, and Woodland Hills again in striking distance, and this time it's a 1-score game. And in fact, the PAT here by Hanchett makes it a 5-point game, so a touchdown with no PAT down the road could give Woodland Hills the lead.
Absolutely, Adam, and you're wondering maybe if Coach Matheny is regretting his decision to kick that field goal, because if you go for it, you might score, or you pin the Wolverines back.
Good snap. And the PAT is blocked. And it will be touched by Bethel Park. In the second, the Blackhawks touch it. That's the end of the play. So it'll remain a 6-point game. Good news, Woodland Hills still within 1 score from Bethel Park. The bad news is they can't take the lead with that touchdown without the PAT that we talked about a second ago.
Right, Adam. That doesn't kill you, but it's certainly not what you want to see happen there.
Bethel Park 26, Woodland Hills 20. We're tuned into the Wolverines and the Blackhawks on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Busch Brothers Car Care Center in Swissvale has been a Monongahela Avenue institution for over 30 years. Busch Brothers is a full-service mechanic and tire shop for all types of vehicles. Whether you need mechanical work, an alignment, state inspection and emissions testing, new tires, or just an oil change, Busch Brothers is the place for you. Busch Brothers Car Care Center, Monongahela Avenue in Swissvale, or give Martin and Jason a call at 412-351-5342. Busch Brothers Car Care Center in Swissvale has been a Monongahela Avenue institution for over 30 years.
To play. Woodland Hills
Busch Brothers is a full-service mechanic
Park,
and tire shop for all
20.
types of vehicles. Whether you need mechanical work, an
Meredith,
alignment,
state
inspection and emissions testing, new tires, or just an oil change, Busch Brothers is the place for you. Busch Brothers Car Care Center.
Enabling them to stay in this game with plenty of time left. Now the defense really, really has to come through here. Maybe create a turnover.
Hanchett kicks off. It's a low kick that takes 2 bounces, slides through the arms of the return man. It's McGowan on the return for Bethel Park, and he is undercut as he approaches the 18-yard line. And on the tackle for Woodland Hills is Taylon Brooks, among others.
Yeah, trouble bringing that ball in there, Adam. That benefited the Wolverines, as now the Blackhawks start not deep inside their own territory, but inside their own 20.
So 11:39 to play in regulation. Woodland Hills down by 6 to the Bethel Park Blackhawks. We thank you for joining us on the Trib Live High School Sports Network for live coverage of tonight's game, whether you're tuned in on their site or on woodlandhillsfootballnetwork.com. We thank you for joining us. Chicken under center. And he'll hand off on the scissors play to McGowan, who's off to the races, to the 40, out to the 50 before he's tracked down from behind by a Wolverine. Now there's a flag way back near the line of scrimmage. And I think we may have some sort of formational issue against Bethel Park, and that's very indicative by the posture of the quarterback, Anthony Chickett.
Absolutely, Adam. I noticed that both hands on the helmet. He did not look happy. Absolutely, it is on Bethel Park, and that'll back them up. But, you know, you've got to be prepared for that kind of thing if you're the Wolverines. You know, you don't want that to happen again and get burned by that. So they all got sucked in. But fortunately, it's negated. And it will be a 1st and 15 for the Blackhawks.
Ball back at 12. So the Blackhawks backed up here. And while Bethel Park did put together that field goal drive, this has been predominantly a Woodland Hills half thus far. As 2 big touchdown runs, one by Clark and one by Meredith. Shotgun, Chickett. Trips left, one receiver right. Draw handoff. The ball carrier, Lewis. And he lost the football. It's punched away by a Wolverine, but out of bounds it'll go. And that's a fortunate break for Bethel Park. Not only do they keep the football, but the ball rolled forward and out of bounds for a gain of 2.
Absolutely, Adam. Just that would have been huge for the Wolverines, but for the good thing for the Blackhawks, that ball went out of bounds. And like you said, it went forward a couple yards. But Wolverines have to stick with this, keep getting pressure, get through the line, and stack up the Blackhawks' run.
Clock stopped, 11:22 to play after the ball was fumbled out of bounds. Woodland Hills down 26-20. 2 receivers split to either side. Chickett in the shotgun. Looks left the whole way, pressured late. Good throw across the middle, and the pass is complete. And on the reception for Bethel Park is William Patrizio. And Patrizio brought down immediately upon catching that pass by Brooks.
Really nice catch by Patrizio. He's a little shaken up, but actually he's going to stay on the field as he was limping a little bit. No, he's going to come off there. I think Coach Matheny noticed that he was limping a bit after that grab.
McGowan also comes off, the back who has shown brightly mostly in the kick return game. Handoff, Sarunas. He's got the first down, driving his way out to the 29-yard line before being brought down by a pair of Wolverines.
Nice penetration there, Adam, by the Wolverines, but a little bit of over pursuit, and he was able to break free and get a first down, a big first down for Bethel Park there. A bit of a backbreaker there for the Wolverines.
Caleb Williams and Jay Smith on the tackle for Woody High on that previous play. And it's 1st and 10 at the 29. Don't forget, next up for Woodland Hills, a week from today, they play the Peters Township Indians just down Route 19 from here. Another conference game. Handoff, Sarunas running up the gut, driving his way to the 32-yard line, so a pickup of 3 there. Costa Wolverines make the tackle.
It's been that kind of night, Adam, where even when you think he's going to be stacked up for no gain, he still gets 3 yards. And given the way they've been running the ball tonight, that's a win for the Wolverines, but still, those little chunks of yardage can hurt you in the long run.
Chicken under center, offset eye behind him as he motions a man from right to left. Handoff going right, Sarunas driving his way forward. He's got enough for the first down. He needed 8. He picked up 9.
Yeah, Adam, just another good run for Bethel Park, and they're just really running this clock now. Hopefully the Wolverines can get a stop. They look tired. Again, as we mentioned, missing several starters. You're going to have to play some guys with a little bit less experience. Hopefully they can pick up from that, get a big stop here.
And Eric, I'll tell you, a very similar circumstance to the first half where we saw Woodland Hills play strong in the first quarter, and then as the second quarter wound on, the defense got tired. Same thing looking here between the third and fourth quarters as McGowan takes the end around. He's into Woodland Hills territory. Finally spun down at the 43-yard line where the tackle is made by Tymer Davis.
Yeah, Adam, more of that misdirection. Wolverines getting sucked in, unable to make a stop initially. Breaks through a big hole, and another big gain for Bethel Park. And Woodland Hills needs a stop here.
And I misspoke there. The tackle was made by Jeffrey Williams, number 12, not number 13. Tymer Davis, and Wolverine shaken up on that previous play. Now, Eric, we touched on Woodland Hills hitting the road again next week for conference play. They head down to Peters Township, another team that moves from 6A a year ago down to 5A here in the South Hills of Pittsburgh, as their enrollment dropped just enough to take them from the 6A classification down to 5A.
Yeah, Adam, they move away from the Pine Richlands and Central Catholics of the world, but hey, it's not going to be much easier here in 5A with teams like West Allegheny and Woodland Hills and Upper St. Clair and Bethel Park moving down with them. Competition doesn't get any easier.
And that's just in this conference, not to mention what's going on in the north with Penn Hills, and of course the defending state runners-up in the Gateway Gators, who were the WPIAL champions a year ago. In the Eastern Conference, so this is a very tough 5A classification.
Absolutely, Adam, and it looks early on like Penn Hills and Gateway are the teams to beat in 5A.
Undoubtedly. Injury timeout has ended, and Bethel Park Blackhawks come back out on the field.
Crucial point in this game, Adam. If you're the Wolverines, you need to tighten up and get a stop or a turnover on this drive and get the ball back into the offense's hands.
Check it, walks back, informs his backs exactly what the play is, and now sets under center and hands off to Sarunas, who will drive his way towards the 40-yard line. A couple of Wolverines there to make the stop. Down at the bottom of the pile, Caleb Williams.
Yeah, another nice little run there for the Bethel Park. Runs some clock. Gets 3 yards there. Hopefully the Wolverines defense obviously look fatigued here. They just need to make that one big play to get this ball back.
Bethel Park certainly utilizing the majority of their play clock as they break the huddle with 15 seconds to go on the play clock, get to the line and settle down with 10 seconds and snap the ball at around 5 every play this drive. As the handoff will go to Lewis, and he is met in the backfield where he's wrapped and tossed down to the turf.
Very nice play by Thomas Sheard there, getting the penetration, and hopefully we're going to be seeing a lot more of him this year.
6 feet 3 inches tall, 238-pound junior at the defensive end spot.
May have been the first time we saw a play taken quickly like that by the Wolverines in the backfield.
Clock continues to wind, though. 7:25 and counting here in regulation. Woodland Hills down by a half dozen, 26-20.
Still within one score, Adam. You absolutely need a stop on this play.
3rd and 10. Play action. Chicken looking left, throwing left. The pass complete to Sarunas. Not only do the Wolverines not get a stop, Sarunas is brought down all the way inside of the 5 at around the 2 or 3 yard line. So it's 1st and goal for Bethel Park inside of the Woodland Hills 5.
Just good play calling, Adam. Matheny knew what to draw up, and it worked. Chickett did it perfectly, executed the play. Nice catch for the Blackhawks, and now knocking on the door, and it's big trouble for the Wolverines.
Last time Bethel Park was in a similar circumstance, Woodland Hills held strong, and Bethel Park had to kick a field goal. A field goal here makes it a two-possession game again, which would be beneficial for Bethel Park. And a touchdown certainly puts Woodland Hills on their heels with just 6 minutes and 40 seconds to play on a winding clock.
That's right, Adam. That's where that blocked extra point is really going to come back to haunt the Wolverines.
High backfield, handoff, Lewis. And he's dropped in the backfield. A Wolverine was in there waiting for him, and a stop is made.
Great play by the Wolverines, Adam, and hope we see more of that here.
And back there making the big play for Woody High, Savon Givner, the defensive lineman. Loss of about 4 or maybe 5 on that play, takes him back to the 8-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and goal from the 8 instead of 1st and goal from the 3.
It's nice to see some sophomores, taking advantage of this playing time with the injuries, Adam, because we're going to hopefully be seeing a lot more of them in the years to come. So getting this type of experience now is crucial.
5:40 on a rolling clock. Play action, Chickett rolling to his right-hand side. He's going to run it himself. He's going to get it into the end zone for a Bethel Park touchdown.
Yep, and it's a tough one to take there for the Wolverines, Adam. He had enough speed to get to the end zone there. You don't see that too often from a guy who really has more of an arm than mobility, but he was able to make the play, and Blackhawks get up by 2 possessions, and that's going to be tough for the Wolverines now.
This is a big hill to climb for Woodland Hills, down by a dozen right now. Bethel Park can make it 13 or 14 here, depending if they go for 1 or 2. Looks like they're going to go for 2. Smart decision by the 25th-year head coach of the Bethel Park Blackhawks, Jeff Matheny.
Yeah, nothing to really lose here. If you don't get it, you're still up by 12, whereas if you do get it, you're up by 14.
Bethel Park asks for the ball, favoring the left hash on this 2-point conversion attempt. They're going to split 2 receivers to the right of the formation. The high backfield will set behind Chickett. The official asking for time to be adjusted to 5 minutes and 29 seconds on the clock. Currently they have 52.8 seconds on the clock.
Big advantage here for Bethel Park is Chickett comes back over talking to Matheny, able to, have some extra time to talk this over.
And the official will say that 5:28 is sufficient as opposed to 5:29. And they will allow Bethel Park to attempt this 2-point conversion. The motion from left to right will the Blackhawks. 2 receivers to the right of the formation as the handoff goes to Sarunas. He cuts it back to his left, and he's into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And it's 34-28 with 5 minutes and 28 seconds to play in regulation. So Bethel Park has extended their lead to 14 points on the Woodland Hills Wolverines. You're tuned into the Wolverines with the Bethel Park Blackhawks on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Back in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, where Woodland Hills trails the Bethel Park Blackhawks by a score of 34-20. Adam Gusky, Eric Shuley on the call for you here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. And Eric, Woodland Hills in this second half has cut into the Blackhawks lead on several occasions. That touchdown drive by the Blackhawks may have been the backbreaker for Woodland Hills.
Yeah, Adam, we've seen some miracles here in Bethel Park of the Wolverines, but it's going to take a lot to come back from this one down 2 scores late.
Kickoff, a squibber. Scooped by a Wolverine at the 34-yard line, where it'll be returned. Running out across the 45 goes Jaden Lucas, and Lucas will be brought down at the 46, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Woodland Hills.
Jaden Lucas, one of those guys who I would love to see get the ball somehow on offense a little bit more. He just is, so good when he has the ball in his hands, but it looked like he was, just waiting for an opportunity to get the ball there as an up man.
Gavin Judson calls the play. And the Wolverines break the huddle with twins to either side and a sidecar to the left hand of Judson, who's in the shotgun. Motion man from left to right is Lucas. Throw to the near side left, and it is intercepted by Bethel Park. The pass was intended for Michael Roman, and leaping up and making the play for Bethel Park is Javon Lewis.
Yeah, Adam didn't even really look there. Judson kind of just heaved it up in an attempt to hopefully get a jump ball in favor of the Wolverines, but good coverage by Lewis, and it just didn't work out well at all for the Wolverines.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Bethel Park after their second INT of the football game. Gives them the ball 1st and 10 at their own 27.
Yeah, another down the sideline pass to Adam. It didn't see the Wolverines attempt to utilize the middle of the field at all tonight, unfortunately.
Draw a handoff. Lewis, who just had the INT, has a big run here. He's in Woodland Hills territory. He's off to the races. He's gone. 15-10, 5, end zone, touchdown, Javon Lewis. He's going to be flagged, but the touchdown will count.
Yeah, Adam, just, this defense is just so tired. They have been on the field so much, just like last week, missing so many starters. It's gonna take a toll on you once in a while, and it does tonight after a nice attempt to fight back by the Wolverines, but it wasn't enough.
Right now, Bethel Park doubling up Woodland Hills, 40-20. And an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty is going to be assessed against Bethel Park on the kickoff. That's reasonably inconsequential to the outcome of this football game, as Woodland Hills has a 20-point hill to climb and just 5 minutes to do it.
Dead ball foul, touchdown good, unsportsmanlike conduct on Bethel Park.
Yeah, Adam, one thing I have noticed so far tonight is Wolverines have stayed pretty disciplined in terms of not jumping offside or false starts, and with a lot of inexperience on the lines, when you're trying to look for positives, that's something that I have noticed tonight.
So Javon Lewis, big plays, back-to-back. The INT, then the touchdown covering big yards. PAT is up and in. And with 4 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, Bethel Park leads Woodland Hills by 21 points, 41-20. You're tuned in to the Wolverines and the Blackhawks on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale is a proud sponsor of the Wolverines and has been serving the Woodland Hills community for nearly 3/4 of a century. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous. Plus, the Triangle has a full menu of specialty sandwiches you're gonna love. Call the Triangle at 412-271-9885 to place your order now.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Just under 5 minutes to play. Woodland Hills down by 21 points, 41-20. Bethel Park has ripped off 15 straight points after Woodland Hills cut the Bethel Park lead down to 26-20. A couple of TDs for the Blackhawks that put Woodland Hills back on their heels, including this long touchdown run by Javon Lewis after he picked off Gavin Judson. The next play, he took it to the house, 70+.
Yeah, Adam, it's frustrating after you're able to fight back and make it look like it's going to be a really good game at the end. Fall short.
End over end kick all the way back to the 25-yard line where Wolverine will be on the return. crease. And there goes that return man. Antoine Meredith brought down inside of Bethel Park territory at the 33-yard line. So a very nice return by Antoine Meredith. Or no, that's William Clark on the return? I thought it was Meredith. Or is that?
Hard to see.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I feel like it was Antoine Meredith on the return, and now Clark comes out on the field. I'm not sure. I saw a 23.
Hard to see.
Oh, no, yeah, it is Clark on the return. So Clark, that's good news for Woodland Hills fans. Not only has he returned to the lineup offensively, but he has the kickoff return for Woodland Hills, showing those wheels again.
Yeah, very nice return for Clark, Adam.
High backfield, Clark dots the eye. Handoff, Clark drives his way forward, picks up 2.
It looks like Coach Tim is happy just grinding this out here. Not going to attempt to try and have a miracle.
Alex Dodowski had Clark up around the shoulder pads and a couple of inches to the right of Clark, and that had been a horse collar instead of the shoulder pad where the tackle was made. Handoff, Clark running left. Drives his way towards the 25. Brought down shy of that 25, though. Godowski again involved on the tackle for Bethel Park.
Yeah, this is interesting, Adam. You know, if you're going to have this approach, I would think maybe go to some of your younger guys if you're not going to try and throw the ball and try and win the be tough to win the game, but try and get back in it.
In the same circumstance, though, Eric, getting real game action for your starters is also just as important for the Wolverines, especially considering their youth. A new quarterback for their program, an offensive line that's very, very young. Meredith, the experienced tailback, but of course Clark, who's been carrying the majority of the load since the second quarter started, also giving him some more reps is a good thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Adam. I just never want to see an injury. That's all.
Clock down to 3:22 and winding, 41-20. Bethel Park leads Woodland Hills as Meredith retreats, and he'll be brought down all the way back at the 45-yard line. Not a smart play by the Woodland Hills running back, Anthony Meredith. You expect more from a senior if you're Tim Boston.
Yeah, absolutely, Adam. Tried to backtrack there, but he had nothing doing as he was swallowed by Blackhawks.
9.5 times out of 10, if you're put in that circumstance where you're retreating and trying to reset the play by running backwards like that, only bad things are going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely, Adam.
Stoppage on the field. We'll take this opportunity to take a break as well. Woodland Hills trailing Bethel Park 41-20. You're tuned into the Wolverines and the Blackhawks on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Woodland Hills football is brought to you in part by the law offices of Owen Seaman. Owen is a Woodland Hills alumnus who studied law at Duquesne University and has been practicing law in the Pittsburgh area for over 15 years. Attorney Owen Seaman's experience encompasses virtually every facet of criminal defense. If you find yourself in need of criminal defense representation, call Owen at 412-721-0412 or visit owenthelawyer.com.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
41-20, Woodland Hills trails Bethel Park here in the South Hills of Pittsburgh. Punt unit on as Chucky Hansen will boot it away for Woodland Hills. He's had one punt block today, though he did get Woodland Hills out of a couple of holes with some decent punts as well. This one an end-over-end punt that'll take a virtually neutral bounce, and it'll be down by Woodland Hills. Taking it up, Jeffrey Williams, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Bethel Park at their own 18. And they were satisfied to kill some clock on their second-to-last offensive possession. You know they're going to do so here.
Yeah, absolutely, Adam. And see, maybe see some second-teamers in here and grind out this last 2.5 minutes.
Chicken under center. Hands off. First time we see this running back, Dylan Fusca. And Fusca pushes his way forward for a gain of a dozen.
Yeah, Adam, I'm impressed with how the Blackhawks have been able to rebuild. They lost a bunch of receivers last year, the leading rusher, Volpati, and they have recovered seemingly pretty well. I know this is just the first game, and we have a lot more action to see on the year, but they came out strong tonight in their opener.
Just over 2 minutes to play. Chicken steps under center. Hands off again to Fusca. Fusca will push his way forward out to the 35-yard line. I misspoke. Jason Wench is the QB now for Bethel Park, 5'10 sophomore, replacing Chickett, who took every snap prior to this drive.
And a little anecdote here, Adam. Pitt playing Albany tomorrow. You might see Jeff Matheny's son, Levi Matheny, who was a former starting quarterback at Bethel Park, plays linebacker, redshirt sophomore for Albany.
The Great Danes wearing the purple and gold at Heinz Field tomorrow. Fusca again the ball carrier, and he is undercut and brought down after picking up the first down for Bethel Park. Clock will stop until the ball is set. 72 seconds to play in regulation.
Yeah, Adam, hopefully the Wolverines are able to recover, because it doesn't get any easier moving forward, as we know. Peters Township, teams like Upper St. Clair, West Allegheny, it's a tough road ahead for the Wolverines.
High backfield. Motion man from right to left. And again, Fusca the ball carrier. Fusca gets out to the 44-yard line before he's driven back by a couple of Wolverines.
It's like one more play here, Adam.
Second down and about 6 for Woodland Hills. Yeah, you're right. One more play, just due to the differential between play and game clock. Bench under center. Hands off. Another new ball carrier. This one is Volpati, and Volpati's off to the races. He's going to take it all the way to the house. There's a flag down as Volpati crosses the goal line. They'll say that he got in for the TD, but a flag way back here, and I think it's coming back because of a hold.
Must be the brother of former running back Tanner Volpati, the Blackhawks, but you expect, I guess with the second teamers in, you don't expect them to see a kneel there at the end of the game. Typically you see kneel at the end of the game in this situation, but Bethel Park tries to run it, as they've had very little success against the Wolverines in the past, so they are enjoying this.
And Jason Mensch, the reserve quarterback for Bethel Park, beside himself because he was quite upset that Troy Volpati is going to have a varsity TD wiped off of his record in his first varsity action.
That's right, Adam. Looked like Jeffrey Williams for the Wolverines there, who would have had a clear shot at Volpati, twisted an ankle or something as he was coming towards Volpati on that play. Hopefully he will be okay, because he has been seeing a lot of playing time in the absence of Michael Coleman.
Mensch under center, and this time he'll take the knee, and that'll do it for this football game. Bethel Park improves to 1-0 on the year, while Woodland Hills falls to 0-2 on the season.
Yeah, Adam, you don't see that too often. We know we've had slow starts in the past, but this year we see a lot of inexperience on the field and some injuries, and it's going to take a lot to Coach Tim to get these guys motivated and inspired moving on.
Their halftime score was 23-7. Bethel Park leading Woodland Hills. Woodland Hills cut into that lead twice. The closest Woodland Hills made it was 26-20, but then the Blackhawks ripped off 15 straight points to win this game in convincing style, 41-20. We're going to step away for a couple of minutes, and then our full post-game coverage will begin. You're tuned in to the Wolverines and the Blackhawks on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
State Senator Jay Costa is proud to represent Pennsylvania's 43rd District since 1996 and is happy to support the Woodland Hills football team. If you have an issue concerning state government, contact one of Senator Costa's 3 local offices. Senator Costa's offices offer a variety of services for constituents. You can reach Senator Costa's Forest Hills office at 412-241-6690 or log on to senatorcosta.com. The Triangle Bar and Grill in Swissvale is a proud sponsor of the Wolverines and has been serving the Woodland Hills community for nearly 3/4 of a century. The Triangle, located on Monongahela Avenue, is the home of the Battleship, the sandwich that made Swissvale famous. Plus, the Triangle has a full menu of specialty sandwiches you're gonna love. Call the Triangle at 412-271-9885 to place your order now. Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, with locations in East Pittsburgh and Turtle Creek, is a member of the Hall of Excellence of the National Funeral Directors Association. This reflects the same pursuit of excellence by our Woodland Hills football team, cheerleaders, marching band, students, staff, and faculty. For over 110 years, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home has been honored to serve local families and to be a proud partner of the Woodland Hills communities.
Life has its ups and downs. There are times when you or a loved one needs help. That's why you should know the name LGAR, Health and Rehabilitation Center. Located just minutes from the Monroeville Mall, the LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center has been known by locals for many years, and they excel in reputation, rehabilitation, recuperation, and residential living. The help and answers you need are just a phone call away at 412-825-9000. Also on the web at lgar.org. LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, a name you should know and a name you can trust.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
And we welcome you back to Bethel Park, where Woodland Hills falls to the Bethel Park Blackhawks 41-20. Adam Gusky, Eric Schuley on the post-game show for you here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. And Eric, Woodland Hills losing their second game this season. Obviously, depth is an issue for the Wolverines, number one. And number two, the brief times that the offense is on the field is a detriment to the defense.
Absolutely, Adam. You got guys going both ways. It's hard on nights like tonight. It's hard any night, and not to mention Bethel Park was firing on all cylinders tonight. It was tough to stop them, and they did a great job tonight, but the Wolverines have to recover and get back because they got another tough game next week against Peters Township.
Yeah, they've got the Peters Township Indians a week from tonight, and it's another conference game, number one. Number two, it's another road game. And number three, it's another team that's moving down from 6A to 5A. So they've got a significantly higher enrollment, number one, which in all likelihood leads to a significantly deeper bench.
Absolutely, Adam. You hope that maybe we can get some of those guys back that have been injured or unavailable and keep moving forward on the season.
We're going to take another timeout here in the post-game show, and when we return, we're going to give you our post-game superlatives, all three of them coming up as the post-game show rolls on. Again, your final score is 41-20. Bethel Park defeats the Woodland Hills Wolverines. You've been tuned into the Wolverines and the Bethel Park Blackhawks on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Woodland Hills Football is brought to you in part by the law offices of Owen Seaman. Owen is a Woodland Hills alumnus who studied law at Duquesne University and has been practicing law in the Pittsburgh area for over 15 years. Attorney Owen Seaman's experience encompasses virtually every facet of criminal defense. If you find yourself in need of criminal defense representation, call Owen at 412-721-0412 or visit owenthelawyer.com. There are a few things that guys like more than a great haircut at a real barbershop. And at the Barber's Inn on Washington Avenue in Swissvale, you'll find both. Plus, you can relax in style on supple leather sofas while watching their big screen HD TV. You can even shoot some pool while you wait. But most importantly, you'll walk out the door with a haircut or shave that you're sure to love. Walk-ins are always welcome at the Barber's Inn. For more information, call 412-271-7434. And remember, real men come to the Barber's Inn.
LG3 Entertainment is a first-class disc jockey and karaoke entertainment company that serves the Pittsburgh and surrounding areas. They offer a wide range of music entertainment for weddings, anniversaries, school dances, corporate events, and more. They also offer beautiful chair cover linen rentals to give your event the elegance it deserves. They offer many more services, so go to their website today and see why so many choose LG3 Entertainment for the best in family fun entertainment. Whether you need a new website or want to improve your existing site, Web Landings can serve your needs. Web Landings provides professional, easy-to-maintain websites for businesses, organizations, and individuals. Discover more at weblandings.com and find out how editing your site can be as easy as using a word processor. Plus, we offer 1 year of free hosting for any website developed. Visit weblandings.com today.
You're tuned in to Wolverine Football, presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network.
Bethel Park head coach Jeff Matheny gets his 200th victory here at Bethel Park with a 41-20 victory over our Woodland Hills Wolverines here on the Woodland Hills Football Network. Post-game coverage for you, Adam Gusky and Eric Shuley on the call all evening here in the South Hills of Pittsburgh. Time to take a look at our post-game superlatives, and we're going to start off with the Attorney Owen Seaman defensive stand of the game. And while it wasn't a huge defensive stand per se, it was a big defensive play where the Wolverines forced Jack Evans to fumble the ball away. It was scooped up by a Wolverine. He was brought down inside of Bethel Park territory, and just a few plays later, Anthony Meredith turned it into a touchdown.
Yeah, that was big for the Wolverines, Adam. That was a big point in the game. Able to turn it into points is always key when you get turnovers.
And speaking of turnovers, that Anthony Meredith led to that fumble recovery led to an Anthony Meredith touchdown. Let's talk about Anthony Meredith. We'll kind of switch up the order a little bit. And he's our State Senator Jay Costa player of the game with a couple of touchdowns today, including the big one in the second half, the big long one. Plus, he had a pretty reasonably long one in the first half as well.
Yeah, Anthony Meredith, the guy we're obviously going to be talking about a lot this year as long as he stays healthy. He showed some variation in his running game tonight. You know, he's usually going for the contact, but he showed some moves in the backfield and some hesitation and some nice vision, and he had a pretty decent game.
And add to his touchdowns that he didn't really carry the ball a whole heck of a lot once the second quarter started. So he had that big one when Will Clark got hurt in the fourth quarter. You add to that the first quarter touchdown, and that's why he is our State Senator Jay Costa player of the game. But, of course, the Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home play of the game, it's got to be that long touchdown run. 69 yards for William Clark. He burst open and went to the house.
Yeah, showing a lot of power early on as William Clark, but there was a nice run and showed some speed as he was able to break away a bit, only getting caught by Lewis right near the end, but he was able to get into the end zone for the Wolverines, and we're going to be seeing a lot of William Clark, I'm sure, as well.
Wolverines fall to 0-2. Bethel Park is now 1-0. Eric Shuley put a bow on this one.
Well, Adam, it's tough, you know, but you can learn a lot from games like this. Hopefully we get some guys back and keep moving forward. It's going to be tough in the conference, but games like this you can learn a lot from.
Next week, Woodland Hills travels to Peters Township to take on the Indians, and Eric Shuley and Rick McIntyre will have the call for you here on the Woodland Hills Football Network starting just before 7:30 with the scheduled kickoff at 7:30 p.m. Well, that'll do it for our coverage of the Wolverines and the Bethel Park Blackhawks here in week number 1. For our entire broadcast crew and my broadcast partner, Eric Shuley, we thank you for joining us. You've been tuned into the Wolverines and the Bethel Park Blackhawks on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Woodland Hills Football Network, presented by State Senator Jay Costa.
Today's broadcast of Wolverine Football was presented by State Senator Jay Costa on the Woodland Hills Football Network and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Wolverine Football is also brought to you by the Triangle Bar Grille, Patrick T. Lanigan Funeral Home, LGAR Health and Rehabilitation Center, the law offices of Owen Seaman, Busch Brothers Car Care, the Barbers Inn in Swissvale, LG3 Entertainment, Web Landings, A-Boss Opticians, Matthews Auto Service, and DeZubin Dental Associates. This broadcast has been a presentation of A.W. Gusky Productions and LG3 Entertainment. Copyright 2018.